and oposu ye no yasake no baba betena fie. You cannot in any way add him to the mess koso eye omanum sese ye. Konodu apreku onyo obi ayan yusu ni amfana anya hwe. Jogate had not been given an appointment after omobedi second term we ewo ho. Alan Chiramatenya Watiho is telling people that he na futu anke yanko IMF. The only person Onyankai, the reason why we have gone to IMF and good no Mahmoud Bawumia, who cannot exonerate himself from the mess the Akoso. Kennedy Japan, somebody that feels that Abine has failed. Yes, and he is not part of it or nearby him. He thinks that things have not been done right. Among phone team play Kennedy voices in EA. But I think that if you want to go back, we say Kennedy nye flag bearer na obe penalty and washa asi our kasa. I bring you back to NIA, National Identification Registration. ECOWAS card na a friend a Ghana card no. Kennedy Japan, Eco BD or the company BD so person on the produce card no. And Kennedy Mayeti say even in India, and this is somewhere in 2017, 2018, where Okobede, I think about $100 million are they Okobede for issuing cards to Ghanaians. But Umiane Atefua, the Ama company, biaje $1 billion. And the infam print card na be say ya ain't mean print amount for the year because you the intimate ya or more supply a card. No. Kennedy Japan spoke at that time. Say it didn't make sense. Say card na year printing no, yeah, the contract of $1 billion. Ebema ubi. When on ube to me the 100,000 Ghana cedis, 100,000 $100 million.
That was a long time ago. Was it 2017 or 18? I've forgotten. Yeah. That's
right. That's right. Intinya nana Baumi Kennedy Japan ebe say abai disappointed. Going forward, nana Kennedy sorry be kire and say duty at the port amane nyoma kra the containers aka. If you go back, I think 2019, he came out and said, the container what the bar or your contract be our container is supposed to pay about 100 million a year CDs or something to clear it and to be Jama Adiana Aka Port. This is some of the statements Kennedy Japan has been saying about his own government. And flag bearer and so he sees himself not to be part of the mess. And Japan, so these are people who think that Omubetimi a new image, a new face, a new hope be at the back for Ghanaians to want to say, so okay, try Omona, as against Mahmoud Bawumia, every Ghanaian who say is worse than a disaster. And that the call Tona and Bawumia to say Banchia, Edico, Joshua Yanto, or the Beffia, the Chenhouse at the car, will be unfinished. So that is the situation. And Omunina feel say Omuba Omubetimi I'm a different narrative. But it will not change anything because it is still the same MPP government that has failed Ghanaians, not leadership, and all of them are part of it.
You are part of it. Right. Senia Wakase Weba London in September, no, thereabout, the general partisan politics, fan twin chain for the meantime now. Unless Ope will be Ope Seoka, but the entire me frère no na yendi ehun komo and I make say what the video be abetuja public domain obi ehun omombe hu say you are complaining that the new directives from or by the armed forces with regards to dress code enya dia we nije ho now say moko dwen hono there's something that you don't understand, you need more explanation. Obey to me actually mu it says any video say no na wo ka kire enti se na be a obi abeti wetu actually dia wo hu any your fears enti ama wo yes a video no.
Okay, so me in your intro, oh yes, I only Brigadier General B Akasa.
Just say please don't mention my name and everything in tea.
That's right.
But no in particular no make me and the details no quietly but trust me, say yes. He's a brigadier. First my name is signed. I'm 2018. No, yeah, Colonel. You say a brigadier general. No more.
Yeah. What I know is that brigadier general no, yeah, very economical with the truth to you. And me forwarded the documents. No, say video. No, say letter no work. You cannot see. I'll forward the letters to you. The entire say, oh yeah, economical with the truth to you. No, is that directive? No, I am by January 2023. But for him to say Omunyan take a decision as to say Yemfanya Jumana. Brigadier General cannot tell me say Babe take his decision, no, he will not be part of that decision. As at last week, and Mansa Musa over some military background, kakra. We have knowledge. There will be military my friend part 1. BB I publish it in part 1. Let us say more juma. Me send part 1 where just last week the directive about say
in fact enra mama dream kura and come this question in say na idea about part 1 muno say but mama dream kura. Thank you for reminding me. Anyway, to us also
with effect omuni lanyard no and from free, so they are supposed to implement last week and then raise concerns because time omudi directive ne buy no still no young for so directive no na so therefore no fan normal. I mean just part of something that be a but yentimi mfa nye adwuma. But now that they are enforcing that regulation, is what has brought up the issue again. And for a whole brigadier general to say on time part 1, and I say you could take a decision, on kaho on nimhu bibia a serious something. But men call too much because I'm not here to debate him. I am here to explain information and now this is it. So therefore, I take a decision. More 3 dresses. Soja Nibia. And at this point, let me say, I am speaking as a barras boy. To be a maternal barras, and I've lived in the barras for more than 25 years. Anna Mesa speaking as a security analyst. I don't want to call myself an expert in security, but I know we could masters in defense and international politics. Missions are from Ghana Armed Forces Staff College. Soldier for Military Academy, Omorane sa course we Emma senior officers, captain and above. And Omama opportunity Ama some civilians and others security services. In my class, near BNI, National Security, Police, and other staff. They were part of this course. And this is running the same course, you throw the same exams, you graduated the same day. It's your graduation in 2021. You graduated alongside the military. me obia me security knowledge, I acquired it from the military, not any other school. You run a course ni be our Gempa, more run be or UPSC, but this one was run by the Ghana Armed Forces Staff College. And when I am speaking not as a politician, but I'm speaking as somebody may want security knowledge kakra. I don't want to boast myself and say me a security person. I'm saying me kakra. But if you know what it takes to get a master's in any academic field, you know, say we know what we are talking about.
Exactly.
Now, papa no more soldier more na me matena soldier no more. What I know is that se me chia soldier ni bi na obobru ya lanyada. Meaning say or a Phobian soldier. And that is the means they identify soldier for. But this one, let me state it to say the Ghana Armed Forces comprises of 3 units. That is the Ghana Air Force, the Ghana Navy, and the Ghana Army. I don't know the armed forces.
Sure.
Lanyard, ye bono. It is only the army and the lanyard. The Air Force and the Navy, or matter than a lanyard and gown. I was said, Obianya declared. So at this point, we are only talking about the army, soldier form, and soldier form will unit, which falls under brigades. First, there were only 2 brigades, 1 brigade and 2 brigade. Yeah. 1 brigade no Accra for southern sector, and 2 brigade the northern sector Kumasi. And under every brigade is a battalion.
Yeah.
And the Oba Kumasi 2 brigade, you were 4BN, you were Reki in Sunyane, you were Arakan, Kamina in Tamale, and others. Now, Ghana, you were 3 brigades. You were the Southern Command, you were the Northern Command, and you were the Central Command. And you were battalions under. And the soldier for no training no more pass out we are. Training center honey be decide they say, who Joseph Yami, you are post 2 to 2 brigade, and I are post 2 to Arakan Barras, and I are post 2 to engineers, and I are post 2 to Abia 4BN. What are the ocean and one unia or mortar or voter region, Eshe. But the only difference be lanyard no ahumana is besan wa betino. So sa ahumano unonku so jeni hia ope onim baby a ufri. And that is how we identify who a military man is. And now me know say there's been a variation. So for atade no yaji entade miensa to one service uniform 1, service uniform 2, and the omo friend BDU. I don't know what they call operation BDU near battle uniform. Sa uniform no de omagia to mu say eno beye de friend no sebo camouflage. Ghana camouflage no. And na Ghana Armed Forces for agia to mu say eno na ye battle uniform. Battle defense uniform.
Sure.
Enti omokoye any operation bia adwuma bia omokoye bia ye outside the office work no. You are supposed to wear the friend say camouflage. And service uniform 1 ye green. Bako ya kikashim. Bako ya kikashim. That's the only difference. But they the same attire. Nemum so koye bibi to say ko peacekeeping. Koye yadwako normal operations duties. Galamsey and I say tax forces for near the bia atadia oshe the friend says possible camouflage. But the only difference I remember Obia whom says also Jenny way there even though or yeah juma wo sunyane but ofri ye de ni pri kumase na de ne bae is your lanyard and MPP for say sa uniform no o sha lanyard ni free ho memfa lanyard bi anye den emfanto. So it means that you cannot identify unity kura any military man washia na bonten no obi free atade ne de yachire atade kura wo so share wo se boto wo soro ni kwan se boto wo mfimfin ni kwan se wo si achire ni nina. But what will identify say soja fo we a omo ewo voter region ye adwuma die ye de omo free Accra mom ne bae ne mom enye voter soja fo na ye den na ye sa ade no ye see yin fan free ho. So what it means is that say, and the easiest thing to find now camouflage, you know, easy to find. Oko market bi or
and rock na me shebi
so easy to find. It is oko market now oko any seamstress, good seamstress bia can sew it for you because enye extraordinary atade bia. So the only time it be difficult for you to dress as a military man, lanyard because lanyard ni dey soldier for no ana omo and it's a professional. Your means be a fast way dey. So say ordinary person ye wa abonten a obi so mo obetimi ehun and they know the quality of things they want to use to do it. Sa ade no a man ye very difficult for anybody be or say camouflage bia ebetimi parade no ho as a military man no MPP for any the current leadership of the Ghana Armed Forces say so that for ni no fan free ho. So it means that me kokko to me camouflage na me pam no te say de o matwro wo omokrata num a kire say soja atade no pocket wo say wo soro wo say pocket ne ye kata no wo say wo pocket wo back wo say wo hip ne ade no mitimi nya nipa na ma ne pam ni na pepe de mamia. I am good to go and present myself as a military man because until see a bet me never frame de makwa could do as a produce your ID card no you cannot distinguish between who is a real military man and who is a fake military man. And this is the danger ahead of us. And I'm surprised to say a brigadier general will see nothing wrong with it. Because see, I know say anybody in Ghana can parade him or herself as a military man. And to me, that is the means Nana Danko Akufo-Addo and then Nkrofo we want to find and put among Nkrofo vigilante for in uniforms for them to go ahead and perpetuate violence, intimidation.
So,
against Ghanaians.
I mean, that is your fears, not personally. I mean, even personally or your NDC, that is your fears. But to be fair to the general, Onra, me busan the question or explaining me say, look, that lanyard, no, first and foremost, I'll say, Mansa Musa, nowhere on this earth, on planet, I'll be who say soldiers in combat uniform anywhere with any sign or any identifiable insignia for them to be made out easily, apart from the national flag, a bomber Betty. And you know, to be fair to him, he explained, say, that lanyard still can be cloned by fraudsters. And so, if it's not there, the soldiers or the army still have other insignias or still have some badges or whatever it is. In between them, no, they can identify who is coming from where. If you guys, if this is true, why is it still a problem?
Mansa, and you're convincing. The military general should convince us. But we there, and you're convincing. Having said, Ghana peacekeeping operations. Once I want him the entire UN peacekeeping in our blue beret.
Say, maybe you move free bano. Omunie, or see yani.
So, who do operations, for instance, they say Lebanon. Honomoa. Kenya Ghana soldier for Nkwan the Lebanon.
No.
There are Nigerians, there are other countries, or US soldiers and others. But and I'm saying from different countries, but under the same umbrella. Omunya through operations where you say we are part of the team na Eco Lebanon. Ghana for a share black beret. A cap beretta, a chenwa, Ushano, Wachiano, Kakrasi. That's right. Ghana soldier for a share black beret. Other countries will almost share red, a bishe green. And it is a Ushia soldier ni no share camouflage, not or share black beretta. Easily known so a Ghana a soldier. But Onyako drew Lebanon, immediately he drops the black beret and put on a blue beret.
Yes.
I bet you say we soldier need here, but under UN instructions. But the uniform now was channel camouflage, Caribbean in the camouflage. It's American camouflage is different from the Ghana camouflage. It is we are American soldier. And I say we are Ghana ni memewa America hai na mato American military uniform. Na me de koma me papa we soldier ni wo Ghana. O shesa atade na ontimi mfa nko adwuma. Onya di duru adwuma pe he is improperly dressed.
Yes.
Because Ghana were required military camouflage. Specifically for you. It's a Ghana ni soldier ni dress here. Or you're different from Congolese military man or a Burkinabe. And signals near them. So and I yama units no obia one identification. Money is so easy. Nankadi ntini ebeka akire se soldier for mo camouflage mo mpam no this style. Say ne Quebec maka say no say koto camouflage material ne pam ne fabra. But ya chiro style was and nessa ushia so jeni apɛ the directive. Ushia so jeni and the camouflage no enye long sleeves onye so jeni no. When I see you now we so jeni now long sleeves no atade no a short sleeve it should be a long sleeve. Directive.
Directly, let me ask you. I mean, Nihobi, is it that you can fold it because you heat, a long sleeve? Now fold you, I send you body, and now strictly you can't even fold it.
No. You show how you are supposed to dress.
Right.
And military is that discipline. The bachelor say anything military no say do before complain. You cannot do otherwise.
So that question is significant way in common. We just me busa say in case
that's right. I was say atade long sleeves. But you will krobi wo honoma omuso dafo na atade na omo no short sleeve.
Yes.
That's for easy identification. Ya chiro boot kura was a wo. So one share sa boot no it means that you are improperly dressed. A military, a disciplined organization. And for me to sit here and look at this and say, the Ebema may wear an eye for a military uniform, and I will be a military ni si do besi address no. I may kwa military ni bia one ball line yard no the only form of identification. Easy. All this while I take Ghana Armed Forces no. What's my mean raise concern? And I'm raise concern, I'm a concern no, and you're legitimate there. You may not be able to convince me on that. Because me know to wait. The people that perpetuated the the evil acts of 2020 elections. And I have said the difficulty is that those people, real police and real military men. Mamima, a typical example, which is just a Jura incident. Soldier for now, a cook to kum a Jura for yet setting up the committee to look into it, the Dr. Nchidanso's committee. And let me say, Dr. Nchidanso, I'm a lecturer. He taught me theories of security. And now actually integration as well. The committee, failed to bring soldier for no military commander no ankasaji tu musa mpomu na suma omo eko adwira no. Yet me and for man betena committee n'anim musa omo what went through their head and say no omo tu ne eden edikum nkrofo no. You know the simple reason is that since any pakro ne betena ho a enka amanfo ewo ani or understanding of the military no ebetimi akire osakwa onye sojani ya dey atade na share na keke ni ebitu wo ye dey ya dey share nisem. And that is why they were not bold enough to bring them to the committee for us to know them. It is yetimi yesa ade no a na ena yam bie mu ato ho say sojani bia unyanya camouflage now pam near the shower, just go ahead. National Fakono. Do you think that and yet a recipe for people to infiltrate the ranks of the military and pose as military men? And this one, don't say that is where maybe what problem now. I'm just saying, say that is the danger ahead of us because till and yet MPP for one the bit me camouflage ni be apama mo for pose as military men. Anybody,
including the NDC.
Anybody, me no to say no say no kra wo share soldier atade
me share bi wo hwe inra me video.
That's right. So what it means is that
no jacket na me share
no
jacket na me share later me the back screen so camouflage.
That's right. Easy to find this material on the market. It is a see the chire pa be ma wotimi agina ho ahu sese akwa we a obey onye sojani ana we sojani no yenyin fan free ho no dia na ufi say ebe kotu wo nkwa advantage dia. You are making a mistake.
Okay, so me bow so say no more genuine, at least that's what you think, say more genuine concerns. How anamobe na motu a say to get the authorities to address your concern, because obviously can there more can na more ben motu say assurance ben na be a more who say look there are more person motive say look there are more cano you are worrying for nothing na and yes sanity and emum say ope ade addition so announce any other signal or any sort of identification signs we are planning on this and this and this, or look for this and this and that. And then mode addressing these concerns.
You see, Mansa, insecurity, you can't fight any government on the quiet. Untimini abai biya nkontokwa on the quiet.
Ewo dem ewo sumase.
At least, me this information we told abontin. A professional journalist like you, what threat top hierarchy of the Ghana Armed Forces to want to find out? That's right. And Senkama fan to abontin nka untimi ntu sa na mo. But what the reason I'm made the two abontin is for you to go beyond the way. You want to get to the bottom of the reasoning behind that directive. because minim adia lanyard no a ebo sojafoɔ no the negative to the dress code of the military. Minim how ɛwɔ emu a ɛno ti aban we betena ase aka sɛ sojafoɔ afei deɛ mo dress a munyi lanyard no mfa nyɛ dɛn mfa mfiri hɔ. Minim kura because this is just ahoma yɛde aka o uniform no ho dada yɛpama obi a ɛka ho ɛhyɛ hɔ wonya no hwɛ wosi atade na ɛhyɛm woto a ɛhyɛm woyɛ sɛ a ɛwom. It only identifies you like your crown. Oko two brigade omo efra omo spears into omo beret na ehye omo no anim no crown na egbo anim no eye pia mienu ene yakross no. Into when you see any military man or share beret nature whether say a cap and a beret na crown na egbo anim no eye a yellow with spears ewo mu a immediately na no hu say sa nipa we o free 2 brigade barracks ho na o sojani Ghana ni sojani but o ye based in Kumasi Prempeh College ho na o office ye dey ewo. What is the danger ana a problem be pa na ewo ho no mu a ye beka chi o sa afedi e wo che no a o sha o crest no symbol na egbo anim no ebetimi a kire beebi a wo ye adwuma easily no yi fa free ho na wo nama Ghana fo antimi ehunu beebi a wo ye adwuma. What is the rationale behind that? So unless you convince me the more, unless you tell me very good reasons in tia wo see afraid the soldier need dress here na say o kire bi bibi kokosi unfortunately ekokosi a yen cost start na afi yen starting green you trim say sa sojafo we kro omo babo obi wa ha sa soja ni we a omo ba we sa problem we wa ha no omo free himfa afi na ne ye kwatena se adwendwen akọ say himfa na yen konko ye report no ye dan e wo ho but se mi gira ho na me hu se sojafo bi aba be ye ade bi a wo kwan mu eni kwan na me hu se omo hye echa eye spears wo mu a I won't go to 4BN to go and report them. I will go to me 2 brigade.
Yeah.
Because me say hono omo ye den, omo ye adwuma, and I'll report them. But at this point, how will the civilian be able to identify? So Jenny,
pink fives, Omuban, and black beret, Reiki for. Because those days, para battalion, green, beret. Say everyone had, a simple way of identifying the unit they are coming from.
That's right.
Obiama me small test to be. Okay, let me now me here's me pass here. I was tell me the structures. Okay, we have 9 men, which forms a section. 3 sections make 1 platoon. So let's say in the 27 plus some few others and more time. Let's say about 32 men will make 1 platoon. Then 3 of those platoons will make a battalion. Then 3 of those battalions will form, I think, a company. And 3 of those companies will become a brigade. And
that's right.
In terms of right. Someone sent me the Mansa Musa. Can you remind your lessons? Tell us what are the structures from the single units to the very top, which is or testimony in mind. But a long time, but anyway, and Musa me still am Musa said, where do we go from here now? Because obviously, the NDC is not just simply going to protest on air or in public. Do you have more politicians, more avenue there? Hello?
Mansa,
yes.
Media. Yeah, me pesa me kono na me dia to abonten. I want genuine Ghanaians to pick the matter up. Genuine Ghanaians like wafre commander. Or say Obama briefing there, but on my bonte me mboni din.
I am one in fact, me say you trust me that I'm not even recording you. Or see yes, me say yeah, I'm not because I wouldn't betray you. Meaning can say look, this is a serious issue. Won't you come and at least explain and put that concern to bed? I mean, people will be assured that there's nothing untoward what has happened. Also, Mansa Musa, I tell you the truth. This is something. Me person me can you maybe be to me the one to I wouldn't want to, but obviously me penny say mono apart from the no, your group will have to a channel and avenues and now some process face such issues between, let's say, the parties and EC, the parties and maybe the military, the parties and the judges, that sort of thing. So I'll bet to me.
Yes, me know Kasai, my forwarding to the security committee of the party, which has former military commanders. That was so. At least the last elections, the security committee for the NDC in 2020 elections, now you're headed by Colonel Beblulati.
Yep.
And he retired as a colonel of the armed forces.
Sure.
Committee members need be General Idrisu. Be the former chief of staff of the Ghana Armed Forces, General Blay. And a lot of them on the platform. So I'm a member of the committee, even though I'm a national executive. But the mere fact that I also hold a security background, fortunately, I'm a part of it. My forward is a document way to them, and they are senior men to take a decision. But me we majuma me ya to ho ama Ghana for epa ye ni akire ye penso a ye nyai. But like I said before, say 2024 elections no say obi besu a enye nipa ba ko penni besu ntiye ni na ye ntiye ni ye. Say innocent people follow on the side of NDC. Innocent people will fall on the side of MPP. So if innocent people of the NDC side are intimidated, harassed, assaulted, Kahuni said an innocent MPP man will go through the same thing. And that innocent person could be you, could be me, could be your brother. We all have to get up and fight this corrupt practice of the government. And what the potential say ebema asumdue. Look, Mansa, moti abrochire hoi. Mo sweat ni na mo de bagana be investment o. Mo sisi dying. Mo to talk cars. Minim madam fubia ni fie. Car esi ni fie no. Wati abrochire kra wo ntwi sa car ni bi.
Ayo.
Na oba Ghana nso a wacha abro so a na ye 3 weeks. No abetena sa car nu matwia na okwa wasa de ahye garage. Efi a wotim enye bi no wote wa abrochire ha.
Yeah, no correct.
Because of course, Mansa say unim say abrochire dan, you can't compare it to Ghana dan. Ghana dan de dan o. This is a block house. Ya hye ya no correct utina gina dan mu a won say wa gina dan. Very expensive to put up in Ghana. But hey, unfortunately, se bibi kwa kosi wo Ghana ha. Sa wo bre na wa bre tena abrochira utimi ye adwuma for more than 12 hours. Ukofia ndakora untimi ndabi na odi aba besi sa dan se de be ya oba Ghana for 2 or 3 weeks abenya baby pa home no. Ebi na wo beba na sa dan ni ho. So it is a danger for everybody, not for the NDC. And that is why I raise it. Anything American say, look, this time round, young Quatinasi and Kanjira MPP for Yatu Abawi, or Mal Shutu, El Comunipa 18, Yaboy and Semini Supreme Court. No, we are not going to do it, but we won't sit down for them to do it. And to be a binding, ye be a seeing Yadajini raise the bar on Tia. Every Ghanaian, including MPP4, should take the matter up. Because BBC a bit affecting any me Cote d'Ivoire. Cote d'Ivoire, baby, I'm a cocotinai, Nipa me cotina and chain. Baby, I tia aided in the hall, I tia aided. On plaster dino, a 2 bullet, stray bullet, a goon if you a penetrative blocks, no. A buy no holes in the home. You need to why did was look honorable. Look at this. One who's out to create to about. I answer an amity immediately. In Tokwasi, I want to bullets in an Euro Ramid them. Unfortunately, it's and the 2 need to share we a day, a bessing coy, an innocent person. And what? The Binu Nano Mutoko or Moko. But one way. But the Bianco sorry Kasai, when the government was misbehaving, when the government was taking the people for a ride, when the government was trying to abuse the system, and Kenyan said to Honoma, what the in Central Ghana has enjoyed peace since 1992. And the Betanasi Akam and another Danko Kufu and call for my bones, Abetana, my moon, I say Ghana. Offer a country with 3 cities to the dollar. Now, the baby see 15 cities to the dollar. That's a Ghana for so move tour. Was a year, Masoja for ye, the Abemo who's away, so Janini, Soja, the Ashe, young crow for no Matimiaji tour. Say omo yesoja for no omo de akobo bo NDC for apam omo free polling station ehuna nipa eba beto abade atia say ya bon amamu no yenhunu so ne yeto aba atia no ya bobo sankofo ni na wie ne yatimi asa atena so aka say ya aban so ya Ghana ni now so betena say amasa de na ba. We are only telling you that this leadership of the NDC will not sit down for the MPP to do that. Anything say assume yeso omoko will be afuase a yefuo no na eden in sofa
efuo no na ebeyam Dr. Yamin, listen, waka we say around September-ish you will be here in London, and I would love to sit directly opposite you na ye din komono yie na nyumre de wadwudwa de wo mu nyina. This is what I want. Meanwhile, so every information be a menya about what you have brought up and now say we consensus with regards to the new military dress code. Yes, we be di ho adwuma. Now there also be nya bia wo ho no say bia entiase and say responses bia obenya from any quarters. I mean responsible quarters, and so now wama ya swati. Nyumre na me nim say also America, but one or can't America for from Mambo come na hwe ho ye udu Ghana so a na che say ye din komobium but moni your friends saying secretary general secretary or dodgy me be can me no credit them here ma kan or dodgy me or dodgy ma many inji ho I'm not happy at all so on TV I can cry and I can no until because listen, thank you very much for your time and may God bless all of us. Yeah, that's it, brave. Right, so that was me with Yamin. He is one of the NDC gurus. In fact, he is the national organizer. I'm waiting for my next guest to appear here in the studio. So, NFM Radio. Kofa enyum we ntwem na me hwe se me friend wo ahoma no so na me hwe bibia owo.
Oyezu Oyeza Munya NDC nya ewo United Kingdom na Ireland chapter da mabri so michia na menyu ba bezian abato ho nkomo dem awore enyim na oka nkakra na yakoto aba yeze yan mpenyufo a wobohwe party do wo da mi chapter ya meji ho nkomo na menyu ba bezi chairman akwa no ho nkomo da mabri chairman akwa kampenyufo a wo ejina there to wando abana wombe chairman nemu chairman akwade ojina ho prekope enti mesraw de to waba na eza ma chairman akwa na wabe chairman bo United Kingdom and Ireland chapter usane de okitan hihye bebre a yame na dom na so be chairman a opede ozuboa awa eye member bo United Kingdom na Ireland na NDC party ni na da na dom hihye no mu binyi the establishment of a welfare program. Dem welfare program no mu mfaso benyi abribiara NDC nyi ehwehwem bo wo sekasama fem bibi kakre bi a ezebototo nzama wa bra ahokyira aba no dem welfare program e bohwe na wonsa ka bibi kakra ofi £50 zuko £400 na enyesika etum ebotua eyi ye chairman akwana adwe na opede odzeboa NDC ibiso nyi de NDC member biara obenya any immigration issue ana mbrem nsemi biara wo bibia otena wo United Kingdom ana Ireland chairman akwa establish mpenyumfo a wobetena ho na wahwe na advice biara oyembra kono do na wodi amaw impo se pelo yenyi bi na wejina na waka wasem bi amaw wo United Kingdom ha ana Ireland da mpenyumfo yi wo mu binum ye lawyers a obotum wejine ma amaw na waji bibi kakre bi wa bra obotum wa abo na wo bibiara so akodo welfare program kuriyara su ya chairman akwa opede ozubbo azi onu so behwe na yenuanum a wo United Kingdom na Ireland nyinara awona woye into event organization photographers awona wo hihye bibia amanfo ye one parties one weddings nyina obaka won nyinara abom dem obeya NDC member biara obenya any event de oye wedding outdooring bibiara no wetu wa bobo na wa ya ama wa bra onkotue sika ti dem a okakafo obi wo pado ana enchen bi na wa baye da madina man chairman akona nimpemfu so bohwe na abribiara any welfare ana any social issue biara oba affect any member biara no obaba obope wechi na bibiara de wodemo ana bibiara de woye na wodebo wo program wa kodo no wetu wa yendam na ahomka wa ba welfare program ye bibia se nyamobo na se chairman akwa obeye chairman wo United Kingdom na Ireland no munsam kakra na me putu hu za atrewi odobobaji na woda aboa awo member na woda aboa yen NDC MPyi na epebe nazi munua NDC nya ewo United Kingdom na Ireland to waba former chairman akwa nyamobo na sanensa kadzebiu na ono so obegina na wahwede mama ka nyinara odebe yi dwuma na party na akwa n'enyim.
National Democratic Congress NDC yemwenyo nyemfo mane mema mo UK ni Ireland chapter no ya yetienie yana so say yebeto aba every chapter chairman fofo na hwede chinye no mum koto on so enyo nyemfo Dr. Joe Ajimai the restoration man the father say edi party no enim kai odi amonyesema
Your
right. So the fire will burn you is what you got. Not literally. Everything here is nice and peaceful. We have to say thank you to Mr. Joseph Yamin, the NDC. Okay. The NDC is a national organizer, speaking all the way from US of A, telling us that he was on holidays. Wish him all the best. Anyway, I've lost my breath because I'm running on the staircase. For those of you watching the Facebook, which is live, you can see right in front of me is a gentleman seated, and he's ready to rock and roll with me. So I needed to run to meet him and to usher him up here. And I say up, long were the days when I can climb staircase up to the 20th floor without even breathing. Now just second floor and I'm panting like a pregnant fish. See what I mean? That's what old age does to everybody. But that's no excuse. If you train, if you keep exercising, you should always be fresh. Anyway, welcome back to the show. After Yamin, as advertised, I've got Mr. Gilbert Mansa Musa right here in the studio to come and discuss beautiful, beautiful stuff for us or with us. Among so many things we are going to talk about is his chairmanship position or his role in an association that is formed to cater for the well-being and everything of Ghanaians living in Milton Keynes. Milton Keynes is in UK here. It's not far from London. So without much ado, I will say good evening and welcome to the show, Mr. Gilbert Amati.
Thank you very much for having me. Sorry for coming a bit late. I left home a bit late. I didn't think I was going to be late, but obviously I had to wait for the trains and, also using the tube to get here. But finally, I'm here.
Yes, finally. That is the most important thing. That
Yes.
finally, like you say, you are here.
Yes.
So, Milton Keynes, the last time, in fact, I've not been to Milton Keynes for ages. So, in fact, the last time I was in Milton Keynes will be around 2010, I think.
That's a long time. That's
Yes.
13 years ago. That's a long time.
Yes.
It's not far from here, though.
Yes.
If you take the train, it's about half an hour.
I went there because in fact, that wasn't my first, but it was about my third time. I went there because that time, Ghana was playing, I think, Estonia friendly match.
Right. I remember. I was there.
You remember, Estonia.
there,
And
yes.
we all buggered up to go and cheer the Blasters those days.
That was
it was the preparation to the
to the World Cup.
World Cup in South Africa, you see?
Yeah.
So that's how long it has been since I've been to Milton Keynes.
Yeah.
It's a well-structured, well-planned
It's a great system.
town or city. Are you about 10,000 yet?
The last census in 2021, it was about 5,000
Okay.
Ghanaians there. We are the second.
No, I don't
largest-
mean Ghanaians. I mean the whole population of
Oh,
Milton
come
Keynes.
on. It's about 200,000.
Okay, so you are a city.
Oh,
Okay.
yes. We've been
Because city
recognized
is
as a city. now.
status is given when people are 10,000 and over. So
Yes.
you were okay.
We've been given a city.
Right. So
Recognition.
yeah, that is a well-planned city. The reason
Yes.
I'm saying that is that it was actually a planned city. It was grassland or it was forest, and they had to build
And farms.
houses for workers near to London all those years. I think in the 70s or something like
It was
that.
in the 70s. Yes.
So it was something they copied from Osajifo for
Yes.
building Tema. You see what
Yes,
I mean?
yes, what
That
you mean.
Osajifo guy was too clever. Anytime I mention
it's
his
about
name,
50 years ahead of his
Jesus
peers.
Christ.
He was 50 years ahead of his peers.
You see?
Without doubt. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, Milton Keynes for you. And you say you have association of Ghanaians
in Milton Keynes,
in Milton
yeah.
Keynes. Why Ghanaians in Milton? Why not just Association of Ghanaians?
Well, because it's the city that we live in, so Milton Keynes recognizes us.
I see.
As people that live in the city. So you have Ghanaians living in Manchester, associate Ghanaians in Manchester. You have those living in London. It could be London or some of the boroughs in London. I don't know, but Milton Keynes was started. It actually came out of Aylesbury. I remember when I got into. I've been living in Milton Keynes for 30 years.
Okay.
In fact, 32 years, a couple of months ago.
Okay.
And I remember some of the elders who were attending, meetings in Aylesbury. And eventually they started the Milton Keynes Association. And it's been going for, over 25 years.
The reason I asked that question about specifically Milton Keynes is that, so if someone is not living in Milton Keynes, your chances of joining is zero.
No, not necessarily. You can still join if you want, because we have some, the Constitution is very clear what we intend to do for the members in the city. But it doesn't, exclude. If you live in, for example, you live in Northampton and you want to be a member of the association, you are welcome to join us. We have, a welfare charter that, takes care of.
I forgot to get you a bottle of water.
Yes.
So you will need. I will get you a bottle. But so
you mean when I begin to get dry, then I can wet mine.
Exactly. So have you had time to share the links and the rest to your people?
Yes, I have. I did have the time to.
Okay.
So some of them are listening. Yes.
For now, let me just wake up from this beautiful seat of mine, and go and fetch you water.
Yeah, no problem.
Right, welcome back. Sibisa and Fire Benue. Beautiful, beautiful sound. I can listen all day, all night. But we got to have some talking going. So, with me here tonight is Mr. Is it Mr. or Reverend?
Reverend Gilbert.
Okay. Reverend, you're going to have a lot of problems with Mansa Musa.
Really?
Mansa Musa's stand on religion.
No, actually, as a matter of fact, I don't know your stand on religion, but I'm not here to talk about.
I know.
Religious.
No, don't be afraid.
I'm never afraid.
Don't be afraid at all.
Listen, I studied, apologetics at seminary, so I don't.
What is it? I don't know what it is.
Apologetics is the defense of your faith.
Okay.
Yes,
You see, these are the people I want to talk to. You have the defense for that.
No, but somebody will ask you a question. Why do you believe what you believe?
Yes.
So you have to explain why you believe what you believe. And for me,
before we go on the main topic, while you are here,
yes,
I wrote a little piece some time ago. I'm saying while problems in Africa, religion is not the answer. I'm quite sure you disagree with me.
I'm not. I would say that I disagree with you. Religion has its place in society. And I think the problem we have with many religious bodies is that we become too dependent on others rather than taking initiatives ourselves. But for me as a Christian, I believe that I am aided by the by Christ, who is my Lord and Savior.
Yes.
By being aided by Christ, that means I'll fold my hands, put my hands in my lap, and then expect Christ to do everything for me. Christ has given me knowledge. He's given me understanding. He said, the world is yours, rule it. So my stance on religion, maybe we need to have a conversation,
a different conversation, a full-time conversation.
Because I teach apologetics, I teach polemics.
Polemics, okay.
Yeah, polemics as well. Polemics is when you actually speak about your faith.
Yes. And
apologetics is when you write to defend what you believe.
Have you written anything to defend so far?
Well, I have, when I've helped in some Bible schools, and I've, written to defend, but that is my main area of interest. Know what you believe. Know why you believe. Why do I believe what I believe?
To tell the truth.
Let me tell you something. Let me say something.
Today in the morning, I prayed.
Yes.
In the afternoon, I prayed. But when I got here, I prayed.
Yes.
So, you see, someone might not understand me thinking, Mansa Musa. Look, still, I have the belief that, like you said, you have already explained that we have tend to, depend.
I am
so
aided.
much.
Yes, I am aided. So the knowledge that Christ has given me, I have to apply it.
Yes.
I cannot just sit down because, God is going to do everything for me. No, I'm responsible for my actions. I cannot blame other people. I'm responsible for my actions. And we cannot shirk responsibilities. This is very important. And I think that's one of the things that we need to teach behind the pulpit. And myself and one gentleman that I admire so much, his name is Bishop Bachman. And we want to do some serious teaching in the body of Christ, that we as believers, we don't become too dependent. God is giving us so much. God is giving us knowledge, giving us talent, giving us skills. And yet we don't seem to apply those things.
We don't seem to.
We tend to become too... I think it's a syndrome that we need to, and also paradigm shift. We need to change our mentality.
Especially where we have been made to believe in prosperity through divine intervention. Maybe, psychologically, if you believe, something to keep you going is not bad. But really, as a nation, as a continent, when we have all the sentiment, all our mentality sensibilities is geared towards
it's quick fix. That's the problem. We want everything to be done so quick. We want this like microwave life.
Yes.
King size life. We don't want to take responsibility. We don't want things to, we can't delay gratification. It has to be now or never. And that is the problem in Africa. Look at some people we'll come to that maybe in politics. People get into government. I mean, why can't you in any party, in any political party?
I'm jumping in and out quickly because this is not a subject.
I know that's not a subject, but I think it's important that you raised it.
You see,
you see people.
There is something here. Look, like I said, this is the last bit I'll push in so that we can go on. A gentleman in Accra, he used to be the public relations officer for Ministry of Health. I wanted to interview him some time ago. They will say yes, no, yes. They are all afraid. Now I think he's retired. He has sent me this letter, longish a bit, asking for help, charity, because his son is a pastor. And a young man, he has been posted to Saula in the Savannah region, where this man has written no electricity, no this, no that, no that. And he's looking for money and even generator so that he can, his son will not be sleeping in darkness and all that. And I'm thinking, this is a civil servant having worked all his life. His government, all the governments, politicians have not deemed it proper to make sure that such areas will be developed for them to have all these amenities. And now, it is that people individually should bring something so that his son will feel comfortable where he's going. His son has been posted. He has not been posted to go and teach physics, chemistry, and mathematics. He's not going to teach engineering. He's not an engineer. He's not a business. He's going to read the Bible. You see, this worries me. That, you see, what is sent to those locality, really, to me, it's not what they need. They need something like roads. They need proper buildings. They need schools. They need a health post. They need maybe a post office filled with all these modern gadgets, internet and everything. This is what they need. They don't need Osofo. Perhaps I'm too harsh. I want to interview maybe tomorrow. He wanted to come today. But I am thinking what I'm going to tell him and ask him, he might even regret coming here.
Well, the issue of, religion in Africa is a huge problem. Some people would say that this is what, when you look at society, you have to really think of, how society is developed, and you have to look at what are the priorities. What you're saying is right. The gentleman is sent over there, and he would tell you that, well, this is his calling, and you have to respect that. Well, all of us, we'll have to respect people's, ambitions, and the expectations in life. You will look at it, from the outside and say, no, this is not right. But then again, it is not dependent on that church. It is government that should be doing this. It's government that should be doing this, and we cannot blame the church. Sometimes we blame the church too much. But looking at it, we'll have to see most of, there have been a lot of developments that have been initiated by the church, and we have to give the church the credit for that. But I would hope that those of us who are Christians who have gone into politics will be able to prioritize some of these needs, so that we don't have too many pastors. I'm a reverend minister. I don't draw any salary from any church.
Sure.
I've always worked in the private sector. I mean, as I speak to you, I worked, and I've got quite a sizable private pension. And even if you go into politics, which one of the things I would like to talk about, in terms of people who live in the diaspora, they don't really need that kind of money. They just have that kind of aspiration. You have the aspiration to help people.
Sure.
Because you have worked in the private sector. You feel that, you can also devote your time. Paul was a tent maker. And didn't really completely 100% dependent on the church.
Did his tent?
He did not.
The tent was it good enough, or you didn't see one?
Well, I don't know. I know you're kidding. He was tent maker. In other words, he was actually looking after. I'm not saying that pastors should not be looked after. I tell you what, Mansa Musa, if you're preparing a message for half an hour, I can tell you, I have preached so many. So I have so many messages.
Yes,
it would take you, a lot of time to prepare, because you are not only dealing with the words that you speak, but you're dealing with the spiritual nature of people.
Yes.
And you got to prepare yourself so that when you communicate, when you speak, you communicate. You speak to the people. So people preparing to preach, it takes a long time. And that's why some people go into full time. They need to be able to look after the flock or look after
NFM Radio
in that regard. So I think we have to look at the whole thing, totality.
Totality.
And
not when I'm just doing my monologue and banter.
That's right. And trying to pick.
But I didn't.
Selective.
I didn't even blame the church. I'm blaming the person, the civil servant who thinks that it is up to people to develop the area when everyone is paying taxes, and now that his son is going to undeveloped area, people will have to help instead of them. These are the people, when you call for chobe or demonstrate, they won't even go and everything. Anyway, let's put that aside and come to the.
I'll make this last thing.
Oh, please go ahead.
I believe that Christians should be at the forefront in developing a nation. I believe so. And I don't think Christians should shy away from going to politics, because politics is about society.
Sure.
So when you said, I don't want to be part of politics, you're saying that you don't want to be part of society.
You
have to get involved, because if you're not part of politics, people will get into parliament, they'll get into, and they will have policies and laws that would affect you.
Sure.
In the end, it's going to affect you. So I think we should all get involved, and be more outspoken.
Yes.
And let's, and speak truth to power.
Not
power. That when somebody is in power because you're going to get V8 and all that, you're going to shut up. No, we must have independent minds. Have robust objectivity and speak truth to power. And that's the only way that I believe the society can develop. We touched on something earlier on about people getting into politics and making money and all that. I shrink when I see people come into politics. Whatever party it is, and within a short time, they amass so much wealth. So much wealth. What happened? In 1979.
Yes.
No, Mansa Musa, I want to ask you a question. What happened in 1979? Why were the soldiers killed? Why were they all executed? They were executed because of what? Corruption.
Yes.
Can we compare the corruption today, to that of the 1979? It's incomparable. It's like chalk and cheese. It's, hugely incomparable.
Yes.
But you see, it's human nature. You think that, these people have done it and therefore, you are better than them. When you get into politics, you will know. But for us who feel that we can do better, we can help society to grow and also have that checks and balances. If we see something wrong and we keep quiet,
then we
are part of it.
Yes.
We are contributed to that wrong.
You are listening to Mansa Musa. My guest tonight is Reverend Gilbert Mansa Amate, or Amate Mensa. Which is we? Is it correct? Mensa,
yes, third male. I'm a third male born, yes.
Nice.
So Mensa, yes.
Right.
From Teshi.
From Teshi, yes. Some, strong
Lejugu constituency.
Strong-willed or strong character sort of people, those guys I was in the army with from
I'm
Teshi.
I wouldn't say myself a strong. It's kind of like it has a kind of a negativity about it.
No. You see, the reason I said strong character is they are completely different from Bukom people. Bukom people are very fighting, let's fight, Teshi people aren't like that.
No, but Teshi people, you have to respect them.
Yes.
If you don't respect Teshi people, I tell you, there's
no
town in the world that can insult, when talk expletives.
Yes.
No town in the world.
You really can challenge Labadi people?
No, they can't. What
about the house of insult is a Bukom?
No, they can't.
Jesus Christ. Then you guys
my friend. No, but Teshi is, when we have our Mashimo,
yes.
that festival.
Yeah.
Come and listen to the words,
Look,
insightful.
I was lucky, I was privileged to mingle with so many tradition tribes and the black race, the white race and everything. And in Ghana, because I was born in the barracks, it is a mixture of Awuna and Northness, which we all thought were all houses, mistakenly, Evers, Gans and everything. Then my adult life in the army, living in a castle at Osu and had to mingle with the Gan people proper. Gans,
So do you speak in the Gan too?
I'm coming. Gans, I think they've been misconstrued. Misunderstood, really, because until I got into them, it's all about fight and but when you get, they are very refined, believe me.
Yeah.
I will tell you this as a reverend, maybe you will close your ears, but the beautiful chicks I found in, say, Ghana, they are from Osu. They are gangs. I will tell you. Everybody will say that. Beautiful. That is it. Then I mingle with the Jamestown people and Bukom, and you see, they are lovely people. Full of enjoyment and everything.
And
from the outside, you wouldn't know this traits or character traits or anything, but that is the way I saw gangs, and believe me, I am privileged. Saying that, asking a question if I speak one or two. I was able to have two beautiful girls with Afo from Jamestown. From the Jamestown Gamanche. So I have two cases. So surely I should be able, I think I was able to talk to her in Ghana for her to follow me. Because she couldn't speak the tree those days. So if you ask me, I think Manyama with you.
Yeah. One of the most beautiful things about, because we're talking about Gan people. One of the most beautiful things about Gan people, which other tribes take it for granted, is that we are very welcoming.
It is true.
We have this expression called, we say, Ablikumaba Kumao. We welcome strangers. My Baba was, is from London, when I was, recruitment manager, and I used to travel around, so I'll come into London for, contract. And I went to have my hair cut, and he just found out that I'm a Gan, because sometimes when you are Mensa, people don't know that you are a Gan or whatever. And this is what he said to me. He said, people don't really appreciate the Gans, but when you get close to them, he said, Gan person or Gaman will leave when you are a stranger to him, a Gan man or a Gan person will leave his bed for you to sleep on, and he will sleep on the floor. This is how we welcome people. And yet people take us for granted, think that we are just
for me. Look, I won't cut you short. Look, I have experienced it. I have experienced this. The first time I remember, these guys were at the back of the castle, winding up the hardball motor. Then Jerry, those days we call him the old man. The old man go furious. These guys, how can they be running the machine? It was night. People should sleep, and they are running the machine. And they are disturbing everybody and also destroying the machines. So we should go and talk to them. We were young soldiers, spoke a lot of rubbish, really. A whole lot of, expletives and everything. When we finished, old man spoke some gun. Then people were laughing. Then we were going back and he said, listen to him. So what happened? Early morning, they are going to make fresh fish soup with Gary, and we are invited. Then we are looking. We came to give you what for, and you are inviting us for food for a feast tomorrow. Anyway, so that is it. So I speak and I've been with them, and I'm really, really happy I have. Let's come back to Milton Keynes. Why that association? What are you doing with it?
No, the association, is going through a phase, because when it was started, we didn't have a lot of, groupings or groups in the city. But today, I was talking to the former chair yesterday, and she told me that we have over, I just wanted an up-to-date figure, and we have over, 17, groupings, Ghanaian groupings in the city. We have the tribal groups. I'm a member of the Gandangwe, association. We have, all the Asante. We have even other clubs. That we have the men's club and all that. So we are looking at, when it was started, our emphasis obviously was on, financial benefits, helping people and also coming together as as Ghanaians, But we realized that, coming together should not be dependent on finances. It is important to get to know each other.
NFM Radio.
A family, rather than just always, asking people for money here and there. We've also found out that some of the groups or groupings have that were started, with good intention and purposes, have been just disappeared, disintegrated, because it was all about money. How much money you can give out, how much money you can, somebody dies, somebody have a baby, but the most important thing is not just about what money you get from an association, is how you connect to the people. And that is where Association of Ghanaians in Milton Keynes, we see ourselves, by default, anybody that is a Ghanaian in Milton Keynes is a member of the Ghana Association. I'll tell you a story. A few years, I would say about 5 years before the COVID, a young man, passed away. I didn't have a family here. So we were contacted, we had that we were contacted, and I stood in to help to make sure that there was a befitting area for the gentleman. So we do these sort of things to help. Some of the groupings there, want to do their own. They do their own things, but we also feel that us, the association, we are the umbrella for all the other groupings or other groups within the city, and we also are looking at the moment what we like to do in this immaterial offices to create a sense of awareness of some of the benefits that we will have in the city. Our next meeting is scheduled for the 30th of this month, which is next week, a week on Sunday. And it is, I've invited one of my special friends who will be speaking about, financial crisis, how to cope with the financial crisis in the country. So you come to speak to us about it. Now, what I hope to do also by the last quarter of the year, I'm hoping to invite a urologist to come and speak to you about issue of prostate. One in every 4 men will have that prostate cancer. I'm not sure about the statistics, but I think that's what the last time I read, and we need to bring some kind of awareness, more educational, so that Ghanaians would also have the benefits of the expertise that live within that city. So we'll concentrate more and more on education, also bring awareness of some of the benefits. We are in contact with Milton Keynes race relations, and also equality council Milton Keynes. So there's a whole lot of things that the association does, but if you don't know, you don't know. But we invite all Ghanaians to come in. But the important thing, as I said, it's not just coming to join us and then your mother dies and then your father dies and then we will dish out £1,000 or £2,000, for you. No, we want you to come and join us as a family and see how we can help each other to grow, and how to each other as a society of Ghanaians. I mean, we Ghanaians have been in the city even before the Somalians, but the largest, the people that live in the city now is the Somalians, and after Somalians, and obviously we have the Ghanaians. One of the things that we like to bring to the city or amongst the group is that we are one people.
Sure.
So if we have the Asante group, we have the Ghana group, we have all these different groups. The Ghana Association is there to ensure that we see ourselves as one people, because we're one country, with obviously diversity in unity. So there's a whole lot of things that, going on. But as I said, we have become a charity now, so some of our objectives, have, somehow changed. But the most important thing that we have as an objective is in looking after our own people, and as I said, creating that kind of awareness, and hopefully we'll be able to pull the people together and have that kind of sense of oneness, as a people, from Ghana living in the foreign land. Yeah.
I see. That's quite interesting. So obviously you say you have about 5,000 living, Ghanaians in Milton Keynes.
2021 census, is about
and how many of them are on your books? In the association.
Well, we have over because of the COVID, things just went awry. We have over obviously over 100 people that I can say are associated with us, and we also understand that there are different groups within the city. So the important thing is that there is a representation, for the Ghanaian, or for the Ghanaians or the Ghana as a nation in the city. Yeah. So we don't take too much time into competing with other organizations. We just want to understand it, because there is a lot of competition. People trying to compare themselves to each other, how much money they can give to when somebody passes away and all that. That is not build. That's not building an organization. It should not be based on that. Somebody was telling me that if I want, the person was saying that, if you want money for her mom, when she passes, money to go and bury her mom. He said, I can just go and do insurance. I can do insurance for my mom. My mom perhaps passes away. I'll get to use some of money, But the basic thing for me, my emphasis is that people come together as a family, come together as one nation, as one people, and not necessarily, how much money you're going to get when some, passes away. And the sad thing is that some people, when they get the money, when they are paid the money, their mom or dad passes away, or whatever they're entitled to, entitlement. And some of them, what we're hearing is that they stop coming, they stop going to that meeting, they stop contributing, and that's it. And that's and we just want to bring some kind of education there, and a change of objective, or perspective, if you like, so that these problems that we have, and some people. It's almost like they are wanted in the city, because they are secretly wanted. Not that anybody can go and report them, but they're secretly wanted, and because they have taken the money and vamoosed.
I see.
Yeah. So we Association of Ghanaians Milton Keynes is we have a welfare charter, and we don't give out lots of money. We just, the important thing is that you have people there. Something happens to you, they will stand with you. It is more important than just giving out a dosh.
So it's it's non-partisan or politics or
it's apolitical. It's not political at all.
I see. So
we don't. When we go there, we don't even pray. What we do is we play the national anthem. We don't.
That is very strange, because
no, we don't pray. No.
You see, that particular side is strange to me.
Why is it strange?
Because Ghanaians have that appetite, that character of starting everything with prayers.
No,
until I came to this country, I didn't know. I thought that is the way. Until you come to this country, you go to all this. I don't know where you're working, but when I was working, you don't go to meetings, either middle level or high level, or management meeting, and somebody will say, "Let's start with prayer." They don't do that. But all what they do is about the policy, the government, but the company's policies, the guidelines, the laws, everything, and it works. Meanwhile, in our parliament, even the parliament, they have to start praying. And look at how dishonest we are. Why? No, it's just culture. Now we don't believe it's just our culture.
It's
so
culture.
We have to
it's
do
culture. Culture. But the thing is, you sit with, so we have Muslim prayer and then we have Christian prayer, and then what about the other religions? We say we are Ghanaians. And we have to respect every, religious beliefs. And so we don't want to other organizations or religious bodies to be disenfranchised.
No.
So we're one body. So when we come together, it's national anthem. Yes. God bless our homeland Ghana.
I see.
God bless our homeland Ghana.
That is very, very, very good too. I'm not there.
But I pray, listen,
it's strange.
I pray for the association.
Sure.
I pray for the progress of it. I pray for people. I work for a company which I'm now a permanent staff. I work on a part-time goal. AQA, as Assessment Qualification Allowance, they deal with the GCSE, A levels, and all that. And when I worked the last year, I had some people, they got to know that I'm a Reverend Minister, and they were just coming to me for counseling for things that I had to pray for them, and it is not doing things in public, but I was doing it privately, praying for them that the Lord will help them with every situation that they entangle themselves in. You don't just have to come there and just be rattling words, because at the end of the day, I don't pray for people who are hearing me. I'm praying to God, and I pray in my closet. I'm not saying that I should not pray in public. The culture says that when we come together, we pray. Fine, and I believe in the prayer that I pray. But I think the most important thing to understand that, praying is not to the people around or people who they hear. People want to use some big words, and so they know how to pray better. You're not praying to the human beings. You're praying to God who sees your heart. Maybe your words are not even in harmony with your heart, and therefore what you pray, God is not going to listen to you. But pray in your closet. Pray for people that come to you and ask with them. Like I said, people that I work with, and I had to pray with them. Pray for them. And not even at work. I wouldn't do it at work because it is not the place to do that. I said, listen, I'll find time to pray for you. But some people would take their religion to work, and they want everybody to say that they are religious, But listen, you're not there to practice, religion. You are there to work.
I wish our people in Ghana would hear this and understand. But it's strange. They will say, "Hey, let's come into your personal life. If I may." Yes. About yourself. Yes. I know you as a reverend, so I know you as an academic, a businessman or that sort of thing. What else can you tell about yourself, your family, and the rest?
My family, a young man, grew up in Teshi Bukush, and I have a very strong family ties. Being always supported by my family. And supported me, as a leader of the family. I left the shores of Ghana, over 40 years ago. And I traveled to Brussels. And then I lived in Brussels, for a number of years where I met my deceased wife, I think I mentioned to you the other day. We, married in 1980. He's 86. We got married. No, he's 86. I think, but kind of it's been a long time now. And then we had I had two children with my
Mrs. Mensa Amate wouldn't be very proud of your memory, the marriage.
Oh no, it's 1986. No, she's passed away. So I don't think she's I told her I was married to Achampon's daughter, Doris Achampon, in 1986, and then we had two kids.
Hang on, is it so? That woman has actually passed.
She passed away in 2010. Yes.
Oh, I see. I wouldn't have brought that one in, but
no, because you asked for my personal life. That's why.
Because I knew someone told me that your wife was from a famous family or something like that.
Yes, it was a famous
So it
family,
was actually a daughter of Ike Achampo.
Yeah, Achampo was my father-in-law.
Oh,
yes.
I see.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You married into a very famous family then.
No, we're very privileged, family, and they loved me to bits. We got married, and former first lady came to Brussels and witnessed our wedding. As I said, we had two kids, Eunice and Nathaniel. Nathaniel now lives in Australia. He went there as a footballer. He's now got two kids. My daughter, lives in Milton Keynes. She's now in the States, returning on Sunday. I'm remarried now, happily married, with a very pretty lady. I think she's listening to me now. So it's Vida Lai.
Okay.
Incidentally, come from the same clan as myself. And so we're married and we've got two kids, Josephus and Gideon. And also have two kids, two girls. So we've got four kids at home at the moment, but two kids who have also moved out and then lived their whole life. Yes. So basically, yes, I studied theology, and I said to you, my area is apologetic and eschatology in Continental Theological Seminary in Brussels for 4 years, and I came to UK. I've been living in the same place in the UK. I live in Milton Keynes for the past 3 decades. Yes, and I work in London. And also, I decided to study, social policy, which I finished, completed social policy, and then I went on to study law. Yeah, I'm just a studious person. I love books. I love studying. So I went to study, completed my LLB, and then went on to complete LLM. I was recommended for a PhD after my master's.
So you are a lawyer as well, right?
I'm not a lawyer yet. I'm not qualified, but I've done the substantive law. That I haven't done the procedural law to qualify me as a lawyer. But I help students. I remember when I was doing my master's. Some barristers who had come in to do their work. They actually encouraged me to go into lecturing, and I was helping them with their coursework. I remember one of the lawyers at my graduation said to my daughter that, I want you to thank your dad for me, because it was because of him. I don't think I would have been able to finish my LLM, because I did help a lot. Once I understand something, I can break it down. That's a natural gift that God has given me, so I use it to bless people. I help some young students. I have a lady that I live with. I don't live with her, but it's our neighbor, and she was studying at Buckingham University. She was having difficulties with the principles, principles of law, and she said to me, Gilbert, can you help me? And so one evening I went to her house. It was quite late, because she had to submit her work. So I said to her, she was doing landlord. I said, let me help you, but I want to see your work. I'm not going to just give you on the silver platter. And then I broke everything down, just explain things to her. You know what? She was struggling with 2-2. She finished with first class, and she always said to me that I need to, because that is something that God is giving, that breaking ideas down so that people can understand. So personally, I love to, help people who are disadvantaged. And also, I've set up a charity that help disadvantaged children. I have hundreds of children in Ghana. I've gone to the north in Bolgatanga, helped kids there. I sponsor them. As I speak to you, in my garage, I have about 29, 17 new computers and 12 used computers that somebody is giving to me to be sent to schools in Ghana that I support. So I'll call myself as a philanthropist. I love humanity, and I always remember the words of a Soviet physicist. His name is Andrei Sakharov.
Okay.
He died in in the mid 80s, and he was. When he passed away, his friend was asked to describe him. And this is what he said. He said his only wish was to have a human face. He fought against, the Soviet, bloc, fought against communism, for, freedom of expression and all that. And for me, I love humanity, and I want people to be better. I want you to see improvement in their life. That's why I set up this charity to help kids who are disadvantaged in our society. Yeah, and then that also took me into politics. So, so much about
interestingly, you are a politician as well.
Well, yes, everybody must be.
You are a member of the NDC.
I'm a member of the NDC, a very strong, active member of the larger opposition party.
So, Milton Keynes branch, you are the executive one.
No,
of the
I used to be the vice chair, but now I'm just a member.
I see.
But I'm a leading member. I would say that, when you mention Milton Keynes, it's a very special place, special branch. And it's the first branch that was started.
Yes, I've been told,
the first one. And, facts are sacrosanct. You can't change it,
So what do you make of what is happening now? I mean, if the question is a bit vague because
it is
so
vague.
many things are happening in Ghana
what is
everywhere.
Happening?
But I'm
what
asking specifically,
what is happening in my life? What
is happening in UK chapter NDC, which cannot get its beautiful cloth to put on to manage its affairs properly. Now they are depending on Accra to sort them out. What is happening in NDC UK? What do you make of it?
Well, it's a sham. It is a sham because, let me say this, leadership is about decision making. Leaders make decisions. It doesn't mean that you're going to make people happy. If you want to satisfy everybody, then you cannot be a leader. And I think the reason why we have become a laughing stock, I should say. This is a strong word. We have a laughing stock because we have not been able to hold an election for 10 months. We're going to 11 months, and the 12 months will be September. I find it very, very hard. Sometimes I have this kind of, indignation, a bit upset that why can't we see to it that this election is hard or is, we go through this exercise. I have to be very careful what I say because I don't like to mention names, but I like to talk about Milton Keynes. Milton Keynes is a special place, and what I'm hearing is that some people have questioned the legitimacy or, the credibility of our register. It is very, very sad. I happen to be a leading member of the branch, and I was involved in the registration of these members. Mansa Musa, it was unequivocally, very clear that to have the election, to have people on the register, they must be registered by the 30th of June last year. Anybody that is registered after that, this is not discrimination. I wrote a short post I posted something, you're on our platform, so you probably have seen this. I said, anybody that is registered after the 30th is foreign to the register, and they find their name in that register, and the person was registered after the 30th, that person is foreign. I was taking just battered here and there, and I be putting the inverted comments. I've been tortured in a few languages, in Hebrew, in Greek, in my own language and English. So I know how to put my words together.
And which one was more painful?
Which one painful?
Yes.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Which of the insults, which of the languages hit you more?
Oh no, that. No, I'm just saying that I can construct. I understand when you put something out there in lingo, in English. You understand? But I was battered, and why would you have to use the word, foreign? They're foreign to the register because they are registered after. But you see, I'm not being simplistic, Mansa Musa. This whole thing could have been done very simply. We were given, clear instructions, no ambiguity, that if you have not paid your dues,
yes,
you've been given, the opportunity to pay by the 10th or 11th of November, somewhere last year. Now, if I had been paid for 4 years, Mansa Musa, listen to me. If you would just tell me, this is it really bothers me. If I hadn't paid for 4 years, and I've come to you on the 10th of November, and I paid whatever I was due to pay, why do you have to go back and start checking months that I paid? Tell me, why do you have to go back? There's some specific question that must be asked. Whoever is involved in these electoral, processes. Let's simplify things so that we can go for it. They make them so complicated, complex. And that is why we are what we are. And for some people to say that, sorry, I'm raising my voice because I get very passionate about this thing because, to cast aspersions on our integrity,
yes,
it's hurtful. If you are registered people, let me tell you, I am a member, I'm a chair of the Association of Ghanaian Milton Keynes.
Yes.
I can tell you that most of these, we are apolitical.
Yes.
Most of the members have affinity with NDC. But I can tell, I will not go to, register them for the purposes of winning election.
No.
That is dishonesty. For the purposes of winning election for yourself.
But it is.
And also, I'm not casting up.
Your branch has been accused of doing the same.
No, Pierre, that's what I'm saying. It's been accused. I wouldn't do that. You see, that is why I said you touch my billy goat. Whoever wrote anything about Milton Keynes Register touched my billy goat because I was a forerunner. I fronted it. In terms of registration, during the COVID, I had to ask permission from work to sit there for people to come and register them. And somebody who had the audacity to say that I register, I can tell you this. We know who is going to win the elections. I say this with, gleefully.
What do you mean we know?
I know, and my Milton Keynes branch will know who is going to win the election. Let me tell you something. Mansa Musa, you can put it on the record. Let me say, we Milton Keynes, not you. We as Milton Keynes.
You are going to win.
You can take out, listen to me carefully, you can take out a register of Milton Keynes.
Yes.
And Conrad will still win the election. I'm telling you today.
Oh, so
I'm just saying that. No, it's hyperbolic. No, I'm being hyperbolic.
Let me be clear.
Hyperbolic. No, listen.
Let me be clear with this.
No, exaggerated.
You think Conrad
is
so popular that even if Milton Keynes register is removed, why should even that register be removed?
It shouldn't be removed. I'm just hyperbolic. I'm just saying that it should not be removed. But even if, which is contrary to fact, it cannot be removed. Even if it is removed, Conrad will still win it.
But let me tell you something. Hyperbole shouldn't come from any vacuum. Why are you saying that?
Because we have the numbers. We have the numbers.
Is it because
we have the numbers from the other branches? Listen,
hang on.
We have the numbers from the other branches.
So if they take it, you mean your numbers from other branches can compensate for what is being regarded as not good for purpose?
I say I'm being hyperbolic here. We still win it.
Is your branch register good for purpose?
It is good for more than good for purpose. It's kosher.
So why the hyperbole? Because if you are
I'm just listen, you don't understand what I'm saying. Say that people have just this assumption, this presumption that there's a problem. There's about 52 people that need to be expunged from the register.
Yes, I've read that letter.
Yes, you have read. I haven't even seen that letter. I've only heard it. It's interesting that
was here last week and he showed me that.
I can tell you. You see, it's not going to be. The names in Milton Keynes will not be taken up. But I'm saying even if, which is contrary to fact, I'm using my my Greek expression, Greek language expression. Even if, it's contrary to fact.
Yes.
Conrad will still win. You see, let me give you a scenario. Let me give you a scenario here. Let me give you a scenario. When some people were growing up, in football, if you grew up at the time of Abedi Pele,
which I did.
Yes, you did. No matter how good you were, good you were, Abedi Pele stood out.
Completely.
Completely.
Yes.
I'll use another example of Messi and Ronaldo.
Yes.
Do you think that they were the only good players?
No.
That they were taking.
Others have been,
yes, they're very good.
Yeah.
No. Don't say they're extremely good.
Yeah.
But they raised the bar so high.
Yes.
That it is very difficult
yes.
to beat them. And the same thing with Conrad. Is the timing in politics is very important. If we want to, abuse, abnormally use, our position in the branch, Mansa Musa would have, lots and lots and lots. I told you about the, affinity that people have with the NDC who are in the stage of Ghanaians and Milton Keynes, and I never even thought. When I work with the AQA, I brought in about 3 people. Was it about 3 people in July? I didn't even think of trying to nicodemously put their name into the register. I mean, that is contrary to what my trait, who I am. And for somebody to sit somewhere and question the authenticity or the credence, credibility of the register, that really hit the billy goat. I'm telling you, it is completely.
Someone has just phoned. This is conversational. Let him come in. Let's ask who it is, what he wants to say, and we'll take it from there. 2617. Hello.
Hello, Mansa Musa. Good evening, and let me extend my felicitations to Reverend Amate, who is a very good friend of myself. My name is Lance Evans Koblan Agbolite. I am not calling as a campaign manager for Team Joe, but I'm calling as an individual who has got few things. In fact, not even few, just wanting to ask my very good friend. Politics, we say, it's not just about how you feel, but it's about how you see others feeling. The very simple question that I'm asking Reverend Mate is that, in fact, you let me use the name Lance again anyway. I've listened to him extensively. I'm quite sad. It's quite unfortunate. But what I would say to him is that we are not in a contest of words. We are in a contest where we believe that in as much as we expect some of these internal kind of disagreements as to what is going on or what needs done or what needs doing or whatever that it is, we shouldn't go to that extent. In fact, Mansa, I'm a bit emotional. I'm listening to him and I'm sad for him anyway. I've known him. He's gone to Ghana on a few times. I think he's one contestant.
That is very strong to say you are sad for him. I mean, why sad?
No, I am sad for him because personally, I'm not religious, but any time that someone is in authority, I am more or less obliged to submit. I know he's a reverend, and that alone, it doesn't really matter if I agree or I do not agree.
So I don't get it. I always play my devils. I want something. I want to find out something. Are you sad about his choice, his preference, or what? What is it that you are sad about? I don't get it.
I mean, I can never be sad about his preference because it's obvious that anyone who is so close or who is close to this chapter knows where his preference is. I mean, he's a very good friend of mine.
So what are you sad? I had to press you. The sadness, I'm worried about that particular.
Allow me build my case. You understand me when I'm
all
done.
right.
Yes.
All right. Please go ahead.
Yeah. What I'm saying is that the word sadness is that I expect the caliber of Reverend Amate to appreciate reality. In politics, there is idealism and realism, right? But for him to pretend as if he doesn't know what is happening within the chapter is quite sad. As I said, I'm not speaking, or perhaps I'm not campaigning. I'm not doing anything, but I'm putting myself to the test. Mansa Musa, I belong to the Telford branch. As I speak to you, yeah, I am deemed a non-entity of this chapter. because I could only belong to the chapter when I'm a member of a branch. Why? Because his surrogates, his surrogates from Telford and Shropshire, whatever that it is called, says that I am not a member because I have not met the threshold. What is the threshold? I need to be a fully paid up member. I need to have fulfilled all the necessary, how do I call it? I need, well, there's a criteria, perhaps I should have fulfilled the criteria of being identified as a member. And what is that criteria? At least to be at meetings fully paid up, which I have done. If for nothing at all, Reverend Amate has met me at our meetings together with his preferred candidate more than twice, which makes me qualified in a way, and I'm fully paid up.
You see, for the time, please bear with this. Look, I'm still asking, what has did he say that makes you sad? Because you are saying you are sad about something. What is it that you are sad about?
Yes, I'm going to come to that, Mansa Musa.
No, you are going too far into it, but
I am sorry if that is how you feel.
Yeah.
But this is politics.
Okay.
We are revolutionaries. That is my elder brother sat in there. I have had the cause to broke ranks with my own blood brother. Clifford Kwashi is my first cousin. Right? Unfortunately, he's late. When he decided to contest the College protest seat with Zaneto Rollins, in as much as I had issues with the Rollinses because of our funders association with Ekufuado, I still didn't support him. I said, bro, this is a wrong move. We never spoke for almost 2 years before he passed on. All that I'm saying is that, or perhaps the point I'm trying to put across is that we expect, or perhaps I expect someone like Reverend Amate to lead and come out clean. The sanctity of what we are fighting for is not about ourselves. It's about the collective good. It doesn't matter. Yes, let them take Metenkens out. Let them take their register out, and even if they will even place third or fourth, no one even cares. But the important thing that I'm trying to put across is that we need to look out at the collective good of this chapter. Mansa Musa, I have been part of this chapter in recent times, right? I'm not even going to go back there when I had the Fugu, the Spinozas, the Kasims, the Nanes, and all those things. I'm not even going to go there. But in recent times, for Telford to be brought up, I fought for it. But as we speak now, right, they say I'm not a member. It's not because I don't belong to what Reverend Amate believes is best for the chapter. We are not looking for just a name. If we want political power, we are looking out for people who can really do the work. My question to Reverend Amate is that, what qualifies someone to be a member of the NDC? It's as simple as that.
Let me answer.
Has he got prescription for that?
It's only fair that you allow him to answer.
Yes. It is very clear, I mean, simply put, you have to be an adult with a sanity of mind and also be apt, with your dues. And these are basically what actually qualify one to become or be a member. Now, as to the other, point that you raised, I think it is still debatable. Good standing. What is good is never defined in of our, of our documents, which I hope the next administration will put something together so that we understand what what is good standing is all about, because that is very relative, very very subjective.
Reverend, I'm sorry to interject. That would have been very hypocritical of you if you have said so. What is good standing?
No, I'm saying I don't know. Good standing.
You listen. You know me in person.
Oh no,
right?
for you, no. I'm not referring to you. I know you in person, that you are a member of the chapter. As to why your name is not that is something that's beyond me. I don't have that kind of. I don't have the information. But I know you as a member of the NDC. I know you. As to why you were disqualified. Longs, can I come in? Can I finish? I have no issues with you whatsoever, you being a member of the party. No, I've always respected you. I've held you in high esteem as a member of the party, very dedicated. And I'm in full admiration for the work that you do for the party. And if from where I stand, you are more than qualified. I mean, you're more than a good standing person. I am not here to attack you as a person, my brother.
If I can come in, I want to ask this question. Lawrence, your disqualification, has it got, are you saying, or are you inferring that has got anything to do with Reverend Amati?
No, I
just wanted us to clear that. Yeah. Okay.
No. There's no way I could ever have said so.
Okay.
But all that I've wanted him to answer is that, in fact, he's giving it clearly. The problem I'm having in my branch is that I know he's a friend to Telford, right? And there has been more than 2 occasions that I've met himself, my senior brother, Mr. Dumba, at our branches, branch meetings, right? And I what I know, I have fulfilled everything that needs fulfilling to be classified as a member of my branch. As I speak to you, Mansa Musa, I am stateless. Let me put it that way. In the bigger political connotation, I don't belong to this branch. Why? Because Ken Johnson and Kate Jones believes, or perhaps the last conversation that we had, they say they cannot make me a member of this branch because I have not fulfilled what needs or the demands that I'm supposed to put up.
Obviously,
we can look into it.
Hang on a second. I will let Reverend come in. Lons, I don't know how to explain this, but it looks like you've chosen the wrong time to air this because, well, I think he is here to promote his organization in Milton Keynes and also talk about the chances of who he believes or who he backs in this race. Now you are coming in to say, to elaborate on your disqualification, which you have already. Look, if we talk like that, nobody can listen to anything. I will let you explain. You have already said that you are not blaming him for anything. So what exactly you want, about this conversation? I don't get it. The listeners don't get it. We need to understand exactly what you are here to actually to do. But before you come in, I think your colleague Freddie has called. Let's Freddie to have a say. Freddie.
Madam, how are you?
Good evening. Go ahead. Everybody is asking, listening to you.
Thank you.
Freddie, I will beg you to raise your voice more. Yours is very, very low.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Is it okay? Let me see.
Now it's better, yeah.
Yeah. Good evening, members, and good evening to your guest, Mr. Reverend Amati. I'm very happy for his new position, and I do congratulate him for his ascension as the chairman of Milton Keynes Ghana Union. In fact, Ghana Union in the UK has been more or less like people see it as a group that is not that. When you go into the internet and all those things, it's quite difficult to get onto the Ghana Union to be a member. And I know he has taken his time to explain more further on the Ghana Union thing. I just want to ask if he now being the chairman, this Ghana card registration is been happening, or the High Commission looks a vision of registering people, because someone went to the embassy and they asked him to bring the Ghana card or the passport, and he asked me, where is the Ghana card being registered? And I said I'll do investigation for him. So I just want to ask Reverend, now that he's the Ghana Union, top executive as well, if you can share more light on these Ghana card issues and how issues, especially this, although it doesn't work at the embassy, but this premium center that the Ghana Commission has tried to bring along in London, it's more or less an avenue of getting money from people. I don't know whether these things have come onto their table, because they represent Ghanaians here, and the High Commission represents the government here. So they will be the middle bit for us any concerns to share with the
Okay, your point is made. Let him answer.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
of course.
It's a very
Thank
good
you.
point that you raise. We have become part of a larger organization that looks after not just associate Ghanaians, Milton Keynes, or in Bedford, but it's like a what we call a National Union of Ghanaians, Congress, NCGU.
NFM
National
Radio.
Congress of Ghanaian Unions of Ghanaians, and one of the policies that we have actually, we don't formulate, when we put forward, is to push for the Ghana card, to be available to all Ghanaians in the diaspora, especially in the UK. So it just seems incidentally that we had a meeting about a week or so ago. I think it was just last week, in fact. And the chair lady would explain, some of the policies that we'd like to put forward. I mean, I happen to represent the region. I mean, the region of what do you call it, East Anglia region. That is Northampton, Cambridgeshire, Milton Keynes, and a couple other areas that are called regional. So we come together and formulate policies, or advocacy to help, some of the needs of the Ghanaians, and one of the needs is this, this Ghana card. And so, yes, Freddie, it's a very good question you ask, and it's going to push for that, card to be available to Ghanaians, and they work hand in hand with the Ghana High Commission here. It will take some time, but we're going to push for it so that the Ghana card become available. One of the things that people also forget, that if people were talking about going to the embassy and applying for a visa, and the easiest way to avoid this application, applying a visa to your own country, is to get a Ghana card, because when you have a Ghana card, you don't need to apply for it. You just use your, you're Ghanaian, so you just go straight to Ghana without having to. And so yes, it is a priority, and NCGU. We'll work in collaboration with all the other Ghanaian unions or Ghanaians in the UK to ensure that this thing is realized. So thank you very much. But Mansa Musa, let me come back to our main discussion here. And in discussion before Longs came in. I highly respect Longs, and Mansa Musa, to be honest with you, I don't know the ins and outs why he was disqualified. I don't live in that branch, but I know him to be a very outstanding, member of the chapter and even for the party. In Ghana, how he sacrificed his life, he's put so much into it. Yes. Why he was disqualified, I don't know. People will also ask, why should our Reverend Marty be disqualified to what do you call it, to contest? Mansa Musa, it is very easy to understand some certain things. I have given money, which is even 2 or 3 times my dues. I have paid my dues, but when it came to 50, I think it was a £50, the payment, £100 or £50 payment of what they call it, to contest. What is the expression for it? I can't even, because I'm trying to think. So far, we've got a limited time. I had an issue with the position being contested, and I was defeated. I mean, they said, no, you paid your money late and therefore you're disqualified. Radio. I accepted it. No, you cannot question me of my commitment to the party. No. You can't question it. No. Because I have even given money, during the elections, I've given money out, which nobody knows about it. But private giving money so that they can help to bring in, what they call, prompters. People would have prompt to, so that people can go and vote. I was disqualified. I appealed, and my appeal was turned down. That no, you cannot, But as I said to you, I wrote to, I wrote on the platform. This is the reason why I don't think that these positions are contestable, because there's no directive from Ghana. There's no directive, and I stood on my ground. But in the end, the CIC said no, they will not, change the decision of, disqualification. I accepted it. It doesn't preclude me. It doesn't stop me from committing my commitment to the party. At the end of the day, that's not the end of it. No. I still serve the party regardless. I serve the party because I love the. I don't go into politics for money and all that. We put so much money into the party. We haven't got anything back, but we love the party. We love the people. That's why we put money and all that time into it as well.
I would like to ask you more about your preference. Why you think someone should win other than the other, but I will give a bit of 1 or 2 minutes to Lance to come in to finish his point. Lance.
Hello, Mansa.
Right. So
Mansa, can you hear me?
Yeah, so go ahead.
Yes, I'm so grateful for the opportunity once again. Mansa, let me establish this point that it's nothing personal against Reverend Amate. No, not at all. As I said or indicated earlier, he's a very good friend of mine. We have very cordial relationship. But the point that I have tried to establish is that I needed to find out from him because he's a senior party person. You know, people like us would all have to learn from them or people like himself. He's just said it all, right? All that I have sought to answer for him to answer is that if he has not met me in Telford meetings more than, in fact, on 2 occasions, because that is the standard anyway. When I filed to contest for the deputy communication position, right? For my branch to even affirm my candidature or membership became a problem. My chairman, for good reasons. I don't know. I mean, we have good relationships. I mean, we don't have to be bedfellows before you do what is the need for what is right. My chairman called me and said briefly, in fact, Mansa Musa, it was less than a minute's conversation. Hello, Lance. I am sorry, you know, I in fact, don't get me wrong, I cannot remember his exact words. I cannot confirm you or something of sort. And I said, why? He said, yeah, because you don't attend meetings and you know, and I said, but you know, I have attended meetings previously with the COVID. I went to Ghana. I spent almost 6-7 months in Ghana. But even prior to that, we were attending meetings, and I was very active at a point in time before Louisa came and the demise of our late women organizer. I was there. We hold how do I call it, a meeting, and I even spent my own money for even buying drinks for the first time. I'm saying this on record. I didn't even know that Home Bargains were selling Ghanaian products. I went in there to buy a beer. This Ghana beer, a friend is saying, is it Star or Club beer or something? I didn't even know. It was at that place that I even know. I went with the then branch organizer, Augustine Nyakun or something. I spent my own money. I mean, Chairman Conrad and Reverend Amate had met me more than twice at our meetings. And I said to him, I said, are you asking me this question?
I don't deny that.
What is the problem? No, wait, Mansa, let me establish this. He now went ahead and asked me, who took your application form? And I said, are you serious, bro? The reason why I even asked if he was serious is that I actually mobilized people to that particular meeting. And I had paid for those people because they said they didn't have money with them or on them. As I speak to you, those people are recognized as members of the Telford branch, and me, who did all these things, is deemed or have been deemed not to be a member. But him being a friend of the branch, perhaps as he said rightfully, I respect him for that. He wouldn't know, or he doesn't know, and he shouldn't know. But I am only bringing it to his notice that what does he make of that? Because at the end of the day, Mansa Musa, we are going to
right. So, are you in the same branch, or were you in the same branch, the two of you?
No. No.
So what are you? You see, I'm completely look. I'm not being facetious. What's the word? I'm not being funny or silly here, but I'm completely lost. You were in a different branch to him. What exactly? What exactly do you want? Do you want from him now? What answers? What are you asking from him? I don't get it.
I've got what he wanted to say.
No,
Longs. Okay, hang on, Longs. He said
no. I've got what.
Yeah,
I've got what. You know, Long, thank you very much for bringing this to my attention. I have not been aware of this disqualification. Why you were disqualified? I have no information whatsoever. However, whatever you share with me, I'm a friend to the branch, the Telford branch. And I'll ask questions about it. Personally, it doesn't mean that anything is going to change, but I'll ask questions, and I think these are some of the things that we need to become very, clear and transparent about, why people have become, disqualified and, just, hush or, sweep things under the carpet, But let me come back to a point before, we wrap up. Long, thank you very much. And I'll look into it. I'm a friend to the branch. I made mention of, Milton Keynes register. Even if it is, I said, even if, if
you are pushed for time, I don't know, but I will allow some time to cover it. So don't worry about it.
All right. Okay.
Otherwise, we have to finish that. No.
Okay.
I'm going to let it cover. So let this gentleman or somebody who has just phoned also bring a question also so that we can add everything together.
All right, then. Okay.
0757. Hello.
Good evening. Who's saying?
Let's go. Before you start, this guy, I know he's an NPP fellow, but they are all disgruntled and say independent or they are neutral, but they are not. I said, look at these NDC4 in the UK. Jokers. They can't even organize themselves I'll read what he wrote, but I think it's typo. They can't even organize themselves and unit living in the UK. Chiakai. They are even worse than those in Ghana. Pathetic people. No organized leadership. So that's from, I know this fella. I don't know if he wants me to mention his
These
name.
are challenges. We'll overcome them.
But also, let's go.
Mansa Musa, if I come on show second, the NDC.
Your friend Godfather.
Don't worry, Mansa Musa.
Sound him Godfather of CPAC.
Maybe. The party NDC in opposition, it's me, your parliamentary candidate, a Flabera, and no more Contokwa. Who's going to lead them?
I see. So you have answered that. Now go on to your main point, please.
Thank you. Mansa Musa, chapter, a rescue mission. The Metin chapter, I can't want to me. Metin chapter, I can't want to me. I'm Metin chapter way, and Mansa Musa. Chapter 16, the first branch outside London. I took me back to do some catch out. It's all about Metin Case register. A whole chapter time I got your petition against Metin chapter. Some kind of video say Mbaba cannot survive this election. Outgoing chairman Mbaba. And Yema also behind the scenes Mansa Musa airtime. Say many of the say, Oma could develop a website here and my chapter where they executives have no knowledge about the website. Someone said, me, disqualify me. I don't care. When we are disqualified, Rev don't care. All what we can say, we are rescued this chapter. Baba would never the term was son and Baba Makekuria born a mafia group. Mansa Musa, me say, and Baba could share Bob money. Oh, Reading branch. Maka also a town. Oh, be a pound for me. I'm ready. Baba me say, and Baba Caesar, Dino or contest for somewhere right. If I'm Francisco to Omako Trade School Reading branch. Thousands of pounds. In Baba and Co. must spend almost £12,000 to raise chapter election. Mansa Musa. Me say
NFM Radio.
Election, Mansa Musa. I'm telling you, sir. Mbaba never did who finish of a debate and we can debate. Run away from debate. I say Mbaba will disaster. For this chapter, we're incompetent. So we use that word to say Mbaba incompetent in disaster. I was saying it didn't. One I didn't. The worst ever chairman on this chapter.
Okay.
The worst. You cannot become a chapter for this NDC. You can learn chapter as a chairman. Now we use trouble and relating. And this just an identity. But over time people say, what is wrong? So no become more. I go find go but no we call passing in the park. The whole chairman talking like this. Childish. And Rev, thank you so much. Coming all the way from Milton Keynes. It's not easy. I came to that studio from Hall. The NDC UK and Ireland chapter, I refer to my pefra. Mansa Musa. Midna, I say, you donate 18,000. I repeat, me say, the NDC UK and Ireland chapter, you donate 18,000 pounds. Me say, Kabir. One year, but in your assassin, Mansa Musa, ye can say. The NDC you can learn some Baba, I could 18,000 and the Cotina Council. She cannot call Ghana, let her buy an Amazon for the past since 2020. You won't let her know.
I need to ask you, why are you saying this? Because some would donate 18,000. Let's say 18,000 Koya. What is the problem?
Thank you for this question. Mansa branch members donated Sika. It's not donated Sika. What you say? Donated Sika. There is Ghana Accra. No. Letter will come from Accra. Say as acknowledgement. Say, "Can you demonstrate some of election?" Can see Accra ba. Mbaba and Makokudi Abuela Tomudi see. Nim be a letter nafa. Ye busa and Baba say a man and no is here. I repeat, just said to can
what you are saying is that there is a suspicion, sir. Bia and yet 18,000 or what come Accra for. Is that what you are saying?
I'm not saying that there's a suspicion. Me say we need a letter from Accra.
Okay. All right. Yo. Okay. I think we have exhausted that point.
During the fellow, some of COVID time that time they had donation. Man, some party was some melted car. Me acknowledgement.
Okay. You. Good question.
Let the next free a car buy, and we are asking me saying Baba, me can't be blessed and Baba Sasikano.
But why don't you guys ask for copies of that letter? I think Accra can give it to you.
Oh, we are not dealing with Accra. We are dealing with the chapter chairman. What 18,000?
No. Listen, I'm advising, sir. If you suspect anything or you are not clear of anything, you ask the leadership of your group, and the letter or the response is not forthcoming now. Why don't you ask Accra and say, look, we have asked for this, we aren't getting it. So we need a copy of your response or your letter.
Many chapter and the wasm.
All right.
And the Accra will deal with it.
Okay.
Me see. Touch the 18,000. No one can watch them. All the best. Thank you.
All the best, Ampa. All the best. Before I Reverend Bekosuno, Kujo, is it Kujo Fiti? Or say, is it possible to ask Reverend Amate to make it clear? I think this is a good point. To make it clear that only Ghanaians with dual citizens or dual Ghanaians and British citizenship can apply for the Ghana card. If you hold, I'm not wearing my spectacles, so please forgive me. If you hold only British citizenship, you are not a Ghanaian. I think this is very valid, isn't it? That you want to make it clear, because when you spoke about the Ghana card after Freddie's, references, and he wants you to make it clear that look, so someone will not misconstrue you, that you can only get a Ghana card if you are either full Ghanaian or dual citizenship as Ghanaian and British. But if you are only somebody who has only British passport, cannot apply for, can he?
No, but why do you want to apply for Ghana card? You apply for it because you're a Ghanaian.
Yes.
So you can be a British and still be a Ghanaian.
Yeah.
But you have a British, for example, my daughter has a European passport. She hasn't got a Ghanaian passport.
Yes.
But I can apply for a Ghanaian passport for her. She can get the nationality because of me.
Yes.
You know, and you can get it.
So
it's not
she can become a dual citizen.
Yes.
That's what I think Fiti is
but I think the Supreme Court, judgment on this dual citizenship that you don't even have to pay for it. I mean, you have to prove, you know, if your mother, your grandmother is a Ghanaian, that can qualify you to become a Ghanaian, and then you can just go and apply for it. There's a process. You get it once you can prove. You know, you're not going to get a Ghana card without any proof, any basic or primary proof. The primary proof will be a birth certificate. Okay. I know there's an issue with the birth certificate, which is quite.
I think that clear. I will have to come back to my original question, but let me read this. Is that look at these guys? Look at this guy coming to diss me. And look at what he's saying about themselves. Rigging elections and embezzling funds living in the UK. These are the people waiting to become presidential staffers. These guys are worse than those in Ghana. Today, it's God who touched me to listen to you tonight. I have not listened to you over a year now. All right, so keep listening so that every time you get more news from here. You are listening to Mansa Musa, and it is fire will burn you. Reverend, yes. So now I want to ask you, your choice, your preference. Why? What makes you think he will win or he must win? Why?
Well, I look at the qualities of, in English we have something.
And your reference is Conrad Dumba, right?
Yes, okay. Yeah, absolutely, without a doubt. Now, I'm not saying that Mbamba is bad or Joe Ajima is bad or Pakwesi is bad. But when I compare the four, I see Conrad, I think, has an advantage in terms of leadership. You know, when I look at his integrity, because I know him. You see, the thing is, I don't know Joe Ajima that much. In Bamba, I know him as a chairman of, Oli meetings. But this is a gentleman that I'm speaking from a personal perspective, This is the person I know. I mean, you can challenge my position. You can challenge what I'm saying. It's not that it cannot be challenged. You can challenge it. But the point I'm making is that looking at it, I've also listened to, some debates. I realize that, independently, or objectively, I think he's a shoulder above, the rest. And let me say something here. When you work with somebody, you look at their qualities. And what I see in Conrad Duba will bring a lot of good for the chapter. He's a man. I'm not saying that others are not, they don't have integrity. No, I'm not saying that. I say I know him personally. He's a man of integrity, a man that has so much passion, a man that has passion for humanity, passion to see that NDC develop. I'm not saying that others don't have it. I'm saying they have it, but he has it in quantity. He has it more. And it can bring a lot of changes, a lot of good, for the UK and Ireland. I'll be honest with you. I mean, about that last 2 years, I didn't even think that Conrad would be pushing himself forward, And I think I intimated to him,
NFM Radio,
just casually, and there was no response, So when I heard that, I'm not even. I heard that, he's going to contest. I said, this is it. This is it, So I am saying this on the personal, and also looking at having known the others. I know that I don't know them that much. George Man is a fine gentleman. Doc is a fine gentleman. Mbamba is is good in his own his own ways. And Pakwesi, Mr. Kwesi in Sheffield is a good man. But my preference, I sit here in this chair. My preference is that of Sheffield, that humble man from Milton Keynes. And I think the chairmanship needs to move out of London for once. It's just a secondary point I'm making. It's not because he stayed here for too long, but I'm looking at the quality. And I said something to about growing up, and you see some stars that because you're very good. When you make some comparisons, it just let me say this, Mansa Musa. the people that are competing, the chairmanship, I want to ask them this question. You know that Milton Keynes has been in existence for the past 16 years. I want to ask them, the three of them, how much effort did they make to make, to make, develop a relationship or even visit the branch? How much time did they make? This is a gentleman that has been a chairman for a very long time, developed the branch. So I think some of them are poo-pooing their pants. They're petrified because 99.9% of the members in Milton Keynes will vote for Conrad. And I can tell you that the other branches, we've done our work. On all the other, everywhere we go to South London, we go to North London, we go to Telford, we go to Birmingham, we go everywhere. So our work is done. Proper work is done. And that's why I'm saying that this is a contest, but a contest with the confidence that is going to be won by Milton Keynes' former chairman, who is Conrad Dumba. Let's not kid ourselves. I am not talking down on this. The other leaders. I'm not talking down on the leaders. So,
but this is the case. Some people are saying your whole register is not fit for purpose. I don't want to use the same word, but described it as not fit for purpose. So,
well, they can say.
What
that.
do you think Accra has done? Let
me tell you, Accra cannot change what is in Milton Keynes. Very robust, very clean register, but people you can question anything that you want to question.
Yeah,
it doesn't make it right that what your question is wrong. You've questioned something, therefore everybody should see it as wrong. No, you say you have a problem with the register, but I can tell you this: if other branches there hadn't been any expunged, any names hadn't been expunged from the register, I don't think they would have come to touch the Milton Keynes branch. But we were rigorous. It was rigor. Rigorously challenged. Look all the questions, and I can tell you, as I said, in the Gandangwe group,
yes,
Mansa Musa Gandangwe group, I can tell you the number of people that have affinity with the NDC. They are not on the register. I've been a leader. Now they call me, Peche. I've been a leader in the Gandangwe. My wife, is not even a register. Why would I just, let me make this clear. Why would I just register people for the purposes of winning an election for myself? And therefore...
Has anyone done that?
No, I'm just saying why. Because that's what they're saying, that we have registered people just to win the election. That's the insinuation.
So that's
what is insinuated.
Okay.
So why would they say that, why would they say 52 people are not, their persons are not supposed to be on the register? That is what is insinuated. That we have got this number so that we can win the election. But that's unfortunate. It's the way we say that. And the thing is, if we take, pride, we boast about, building a chapter with the number that we have. Why do we still question the number that we have in Milton? Because it has been existing for over 16 years. I personally have brought in, between 12 to 15 people into the party. So if one person has brought that many people into the party, what about the others? And you sit somewhere and you're trying to create excuses and confusion. But let me say this. I want all of us, if you want to get into government, government will not change us. What we are is what we take into government. What we are, the character that we have today is what we take to government. And NDC will make sure that anybody that will not espouse that kind of, a good trait will not go near, governance. We need to really take the people, I'm not insinuating it. I said we need to be clean. Whatever we do, we need to have that kind of, cleanness in what we do. And I pray that, this election will come on as soon as possible, because it is laughable. It's a bit of a sham, but we cannot make a decision, quickly so that we can have our this. Even if Mansa Musa listen to this, we have CIC who had given a mandate to look after these elections. They were given a timeline for the 18th of February. We are in July. At least, if things are going to change, they should tell the membership, we have extended the time, the timeline for CIC. Nothing has been done. We've left everything in limbo, and I think the leadership has, some questions to answer. I'm not saying that they're doing anything wrong, but sometimes when you are quiet, we just kind of like a desicle, things that you're supposed to do.
There should be regular updates in it.
There should be regular updates. We're not questioning. See, when you leave things open, people begin to ask questions. What is going on?
Yes.
What is going on? And it's not really fair on the membership. People have been crying out. They have been voicing out why, what is going on. But nobody seems to say, what is going on. But I hope very soon, whatever happens, the election will be had. The election will take place, and then I can tell you we have a new administration. Whoever you are, listen. Leadership is about service. It's not there to lord it over people. And I think Conrad will do a very good job. I'm not saying the others are bad. I haven't, please, not anybody misconstrue me. I don't want any. I'm saying that my preference, having known this man in the chapter for that many years, and he's the one that should take the chapter.
What will he do exactly that others Not that they are bad, but what will he do? You see, that will surpass.
No. Others can do it, but he can do it better.
All right.
That's it.
Let Kwesi come in there. Kwesi?
Let's do it better. Yes, he will do it better. Conrad will do it better.
Hello, Kwesi. Mm-hmm. Hello, Kwesi.
Kwesi is disappeared.
Hang on. Kwesi? Hello, Kwesi.
Yeah, Mansa Musa.
Hey, how many times did I have to call you?
Hello, Mansa Musa. Good evening.
Good evening.
I would like to say hello to yourself, the guests, and your listeners. And I've listened a lot. I will differ and misconstrue Reverend. Now, there's something I would like to say briefly here. So far as the context is concerned, the chapter, we need an experienced leadership to lead this chapter. What the members need, voters who are going to, the delegates who are going to elect the chapter chairman needs is that we need a unifier. So if somebody has won the election already, there's no need to campaign again. However, some of the voters are ready to make sure that the reform that we need, Mansa Musa, we get it. We need an experienced leader to lead this chapter. Yes, some friends and some individuals can come and sit on the radio and propagate for their friends. But however, the whole NDC, UK and Ireland, we need proper reforms. It's not about the friendship business. It's about the quality of the leadership. Yeah. It's about the quality that we need to reform NDC, UK and Ireland. Members are tired with this sort of infighting. The indiscipline is enough. We need a bold leader who will step forward and say, look, it is time to reform this party. So if the Reverend is saying that somebody has won the election already,
I didn't say that.
There's no need to campaign again. They should allow some of us who are still in the race to campaign and make sure that when CRC and Accra come back to Keza, are ready to elect. Something report that has gone. We are all waiting for the report to come out.
Hello,
some of us,
Mr. Kwesi Akwa.
There you go.
Mr. Kwesi Akwa.
And see what's in there.
Mr. Kwesi Akwa.
Start the final four campaign. So, Mansa Musa.
Mr. Kwesi Akwa, can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, hello, Mansa Musa.
Where did you hear him say that the election is won already?
Oh, Mansa Musa, that is based on my reference of what I've, in terms of who he thinks has the quality to win the election. As for, it's a campaign strategy. I know very well.
But he said that his campaign strategy is to back who he supports. And he said that fellow is better. But you are saying that he is trying to say the campaign is won already, or contest is won already. But he didn't say that.
Mansa Musa, don't worry. What I'm telling you is that this chapter, we want to reform this chapter and make sure that whatever takes place in terms of the election, when Accra calls us to the election, the delegates, individual delegates will decide.
That's right. Absolutely. You said it.
The groups who are in the system and they are trying to make sure they place themselves in where they place themselves, we are not faulting anybody. They can do that. But the chapter and the membership within the NDC UK and Ireland know the reforms that we need for this chapter. So we hope and pray that Accra, after receiving the 20-something page report, they'll finalize it, release it, then we come onto the fray and we determine who will lead this chapter.
Yeah.
So I would like to say, Reverend, rest assured.
Yeah.
This election, it is not over. It is until it is over.
That's right. Yeah.
So I would like to thank you. That's a small piece I would like to submit this evening. And I congratulate him for being the Ghana chairman in Meeting Case as well.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, Marco.
Well spoken. I've listened to you a lot. So may the good Lord lead us and get the leader that we need to bring this party in UK and Ireland the way we want it. Thank you. That's a brief submission that I want to proffer.
Thank you very much indeed.
Right, yeah.
Thank you, Mansa Musa.
You, Reverend. So let's run up. And the question is, when do you think, religiously, or we should ask realistically, when do you think this go ahead will come so that election will take place?
It's $1 million question. I mean, everybody's in limbo. I don't know, and I don't want to, suggest any date or any month. But I know it will be hard. We'll have the election. But as to when, I don't know. CSA is not updating us. We don't know what's going on. We're all in the dark. We left in the lurch. So at the moment, the question is $1 million question. I don't know when the election will take place. But let me say this. I have not come here to run down on anybody. I have come here to talk about the chairmanship of Milton Keynes, which we have been able to discuss, and also to talk about the candidate that I support. I mean, you don't expect me to come here and question the person that I campaign to win the election. You don't expect me. People must understand where I'm coming from. People post things on the platform. I'm the right person for the job. Nobody questioned that. So if Reverend Marty has come here to say that, Conrad is the one to take us to the next administration, people must take it as as a personal opinion. I don't determine. I have one vote, but I can tell you, Master Musa, that this election is not just about writing digits or putting up write up and post and all that. We as a team, and personally, how should you say, maybe Conrad doesn't know this in details, but I've done some work. I can say this, without any reservation, unequivocally. We've done some work that yes, he will win the election. He will win it. He will win it. He's going to win it. And that's what I said. It's not just Milton Keynes. That's why a lot of people are fighting Milton Keynes. Please don't fight Milton Keynes. We're a good bunch of people. We love NDC. We worked so hard over the years. And you have not even visited us. You don't know what is happening there. If you don't know what is happening, why would you come and question what we have done? You haven't kept track of what we do. And today you're questioning what we have done.
Before you run up completely,
yes.
I didn't even know, but I've just been told that by my producer that this guy, Lance, is still on. So let him just come in quickly, finish it, then we can. Hello, Lance. Hello, Lance. This thing is a bit strange. Let's see. It's on, but I think it's like he's on hold or something. So
I wrote something before even Conrad decided to become a chair, contest for the chairmanship.
Yes.
I wrote something in the diary in the book, and I told somebody about it. Conrad is an asset. I'm not saying that others are not, please, because I've already heard somebody saying that I said he's already won the election. No, I say he's an asset, a big asset to the party. I'm not talking about resources. I'm talking about, he's not just being intelligent.
What do you mean by resources?
Oh, when the resources, somebody who, financially can be very independent.
Oh, so he is your Canadian Japan or what?
Oh no, I don't do that. I don't do that.
He's your
thing.
Baumia.
No, I don't do that thing though. I don't do it. That.
But
I'm looking at his quality. No, I said no. You asked him. I said a few things. He's resourceful. He's intelligent. He's not just intelligent. It's not just intelligent. He's not just intelligent. There's a difference between intelligence.
How will you say that one in Ghana? Sika from Oja. You see, you talk about Sika.
No, you see, there's a difference between intelligence and bright.
Okay.
Being bright.
Fair enough.
Some people are very intelligent, but they're not very bright.
Okay.
But I can tell you, I'm not insinuating that others are not bright or intelligent. No, the person I know that he's intelligent, he's very bright. He understands reality. He can identify with the situation. He can think on his feet. A lot of things, because I know him personally. The others who are contesting, I know them from afar. But I can only describe what I see. I can't describe what I don't see. What I know is what I describe. So people must understand where I'm coming from. Please, I haven't come here to attack anybody. I've not come here to run down on anybody. I've come here to promote, talk about the chairmanship of Milton Keynes, what we intend to do, and some of the, work that I want to bring as a chairman of the association, some of these talk shows and all that. I will be inviting people to come over. Even I invite some of the NDC, leaders, who come in and come and share some of, the expertise with us. So please, I come here as a member of the party. I come here as a chairman of the Association of Ghana Milton Keynes. I come here as a Ghana person. We talk about all these things, and most importantly...
1 second, please.
Most importantly...
hello, Lons.
Hello, Mansa Musa.
Yeah, it looks like that phone has a problem.
Mansa Musa, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Is it my turn to go?
Just go have a go quickly because time is fast spent. So
obviously
I didn't know. I didn't know you are still there. Anyway, let's go quickly.
Yeah, you've kept me on the line for that long.
Just go. My good friend, go.
I haven't got much to say.
Thank you. Bless you.
I intimated earlier on to say that I am sad. This is not the NDC that I know. I grew up with the NDC and nothing else. I have no idea as to whatever people say without really relating to what the NDC is made up of. So as a young man, ideally, I should be learning from people like Reverend Amate in the studios, and his words and actions should reflect what the NDC is all about. But obviously, this is an election anyway. I am grateful that per my upbringing and per my relation with Dr. Joe Owusu Ajiman, I am not going to engage in anything apart from what I have personally said earlier on. I am not campaigning. I am not putting anything across. I am not challenging his views. Obviously, they are like noses. It could be thin, it could be wide, it could be anything. He has everything in his own shelf to put out. But what I can only say is that the NDC is bigger than any other personality and interest. The NDC is a collective interest of all. The NDC belongs to everything that relates to making sure that things are done rightfully in our communities, in our societies, and more precisely, even in our homes. I said to you earlier on, Leaford Bako Kwashi is my elder brother. We are first cousins. I broke ranks with him because of not just the disagreements, not just because of the disagreements, but because I believe that his interest has been bought. Right? So, Mansa Musa, I'm not going to engage my very good elder brother, Reverend Amate Ao. I'm not going to even do it. But all that I have sought him to answer is that, Mansa, I believe that when his candidate hosted this whole business about engaging with general membership and you were there, you were a whole lot of stuff was said to you. He never had opportunities to berate or to advise or to even come in as an elder person within that particular branch to pull the handbrakes and say, you know what, no, you don't do this to ourselves. So that is a plus for them. But all that I'm saying is that let's unite our ranks. Let peace reign.
Yes, someone could be intelligent, but this chapter wouldn't buy into it. We are looking out for a political power. And what you mean by looking for political power is that, right? You need people who has got what it takes. You need people who can motivate. You need people who has got the ability to mobilize. You need people who can propagate the ideals.
Correct.
Of what you are going in for. Mansa, I am not going to go beyond this because it is his time. He's in there to do whatever he's done. I'm not going to, interrupt his assertion of what he believes is right or wrong. But my only reason why I called is that I wanted him to clarify if consciously, morally, if he thinks that he's surrogate. Obviously, I genuinely believe that if I were to be in his camp, I wouldn't have been deemed disqualified. I don't stand to be disqualified because obviously I've not contested for any election. I've paid my dues. I have met the threshold of attending meetings and being actively involved in whatever that is done. But for whatever that it is, Birmingham is a case study. I'm not even bringing that up. In fact, Mansa Musa, let's arrange so that some of us could meet gentlemen like Reverend Amati from the other side so that we could meet and make sense of what is going on because we are throwing so much dust out there. And if care is not taken, the NDC, nothing will be left of it. Right? It could be in your interest as, a journalist or as a presenter and as whoever that you are to have people coming in and throwing tantrums at each other and stuff like that. But there's a bigger picture ahead. Me, my life, it's all about the NDC. The NDC winning 2024 is all that I have dreamt of. I don't know what will happen to me if we don't win the 2024. I have spent all my life making sure that the right things are done within my family and in society. And Ghana as a bigger picture, I cannot be excused of it. So, yes, Reverend Amati, I'm sorry to tell you this.
No problem.
Your team and your people can disqualify me from Telford and make me a non-entity of not being a branch member, but I can tell you this election will go down to the wire. Common sense will prevail.
Yeah.
The bigger picture of who can help this chapter become part of what Ghana wants is what we are looking for. And
okay,
I'm sorry to say, we at the end of the day will sit around the table and say that we are one big family. But please, let's respect ourselves.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Evans Dako from France. Hello.
Hello, Mansa.
Quickly, we need to wake up. Quickly, please.
Okay, Mansa. Good evening to you and your listeners. Actually, I've come to say hello to you and then to chip one or two things to my comrade who was speaking on behalf of other candidates. And as a campaign coordinator for the formidable Chairman Aqua, you see, Mansa, this UK and Ireland issue, we have said it and said it a number of times, and we all know that the only person to rescue the chapter is Chairman Aqua. You see, all the candidates, including the one propagating for Conrad, knows that Chairman Aqua is the man. You see, chairman's, product or services for the party, UK and Ireland chapter, boiling down from the welfare, which you and I know that is the core project. A bit now boost to the base, not only the UK and Ireland chapter, but going forward, something that will come to unite is the social foundation of the party. Not just the party, but each association. You see, Mansa, where we've come.
It's
so
nearly
far,
getting to 11 here. I know it's about 11:38 in France. It's now 10:38. My journey, his journey as well, very far, so please, run it up for us, please.
So, Mansa, running it up, what I would like to put across is that, look, delegates, we know that whatever has happened, the election will come on. But the experience, the records of Chairman Akwan, UK and Ireland chapter knows that he stands tall. When it comes to the establishment of the Scotland branch, Shepherd branch, he's the man there. He's bringing on board the welfare that the people need. So these are some of the things that we are telling the people, the delegate, that let's choose Aqua as the man for the job.
Thank you.
He has done it before, and he'll do it again.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much indeed.
I have to have the last word.
That was said by my very good friend Idi Amin. Thank you very much indeed. Right, Reverend, let's finish this.
Yes, we have to finish. I've got to take my last train in the next 45 minutes, which I have to travel from Tottenham Hale to Houston, get my last train. Otherwise, I was stuck in London. But let me say this, Mansa Musa, you've helped me, very clear. I haven't come into this studio to run down on anybody. I haven't come into this studio to, insinuate that others are corrupt or what. I have talked about my candidates. They say this is the people that study, money, the notes, the genuine notes. They said they don't look at other notes. They only study the genuine one, so that when they see the other, they can identify. I have come here to talk about, Chama Conrad, because I know him personally. And, look at this, what the gentleman said. He said he knows. He's saying that Chama Akwa will win it. I did not dispute it. So why should people also put words into my mouth when I have said that he's the best to take us to the next level? It doesn't mean that the others are not good. They are good. But at this time, at this critical time, all the NDC looking at a chapter, Conrad is our best bet. And I'll leave it with everybody. The delegates will decide, but let's all think about this. Whatever we do, let us be transparent, let us be honest, let us show integrity in all that we do, and not insinuate that others are, doing, wrong thing. If you know that somebody has done something wrong, please bring out the evidence, but don't just say it in the air and no, probative evidence to prove your point. I plead with all of us, but at the end of it all, we'll come back together and be stronger than before. I know the UK Ireland chapter, we have the men and we have the women to be a force to be reckoned with. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed. Before we go, I'll surely have to play, since you are NDC fellow, I have to play your song then. What do we call it? Okay, let's see. Where can I find this thing? Anyway, I will still find it because, okay, so here we go. Remove this one. Okay, now where we can find the anthem is here. Okay, so that's where we go. Okay.
Who's calling?
Hello. Hello. Okay, we are finished. Hello. Who is this? Okay. Since it's you, I have to let you in. Your person, your chairman, the person you are rooting for, is here to shout. Right, Conrad, a quick one. Hello, Conrad.
Yes, my boss.
Aha. Now we are listening.
Oh, thank you very much. My greetings to your my Reverend Amate in the studios, your production team, yourself, and to all the cherished listeners. And I apologize I've joined late, but I wanted to especially extend my gratitude to Reverend Amate for the kind words, and to say that God willing, if we are given the responsibility to work for this party,